Hello, spooky friends, and welcome to another Storytime episode with the Scariest Podcast.
Woo!
And we are so happy you guys are able to join us today because we know it's a strange time.
Because it is Tuesday at 2:30 p.m.
Yeah. I'm Robin Grace, and this is Adam Diaz.
Hello.
And we're here to read you guys some stories.
Indeed we are. I will say, just for those of you who actually tune in and watch us live, yesterday was a horrible, horrible nightmare that I could not wake up from. And it was 4 hours of just troubleshooting to try and figure out why my sound card and everything basically in this office had stopped working. And of course, we didn't figure it out until after, like an hour after we announced that we had to cancel or postpone the show. But we did figure it out, and we are here for a midday episode on Thursday. So thank you so much for all of you who are joining us. We see you guys over in the chat, and we're thrilled that you could be here. And hopefully you enjoy it, because we're happy that we actually get to record and broadcast live to you folks, because we were kind of worried that we were going to have to do like the normal episode without the audience interaction, which isn't a bad thing, but hey, it's just not nearly as fun.
Yeah, it's not as fun doing it by ourselves.
Yes, so thank you folks for being here, and like Robin said, this is the Storytime episode. And Robin, what are the Storytime episodes?
So Storytime episodes are the episodes where we read the homegrown horrors that you guys have sent us. So any paranormal, spiritual experiences that you've come across, weird things that have happened to you, funny things that you thought were ghosts that ended up being your silly electricity being odd, or stuff like that.
You guys have some fantastic stories.
Yeah.
We appreciate it every time you send us one of those. And if you have a story that you've been thinking about sending, there's no time like the present. Email storytime@scarish.com. You can also go to scarish.com, which is our website. Click on contact us and just fill out the form right there and not worry about any of that other messy stuff. You can go to all our social medias from our website as well. And if you want to just type it into your web browser or what have you, your web crawler, I don't know what the kids use these days. You can go to facebook.com/scarishpodcast. You can go to @scarishpod on Twitter, @scarishpodcast on Instagram. There's a bunch of different ways for you folks to reach out to us. Our Discord server has been blowing up, and it's really nice to see.
It's really nice to see. My phone, though, is just like constantly
so many notifications.
Vibrating.
Honestly, I've like taken about a week off for the holidays and getting stuff set up, and like I wasn't getting notifications for it, so I didn't fix it. But I went back and I saw so much going on, and it was so cool to see some people like supporting one another through some difficult times and talking about things that they've gone through and just having fun and posting funny memes and stuff like that. So you guys are the most amazing community we could ever hope for. So I just want to say thank you to all of you for joining us. And I have to put this out there. It's January, and everyone knows now we're having the January Patreon push. So go over to patreon.com/scarishpodcast and sign up. It's as low as $1 a month. Which is super cheap. It's $1. Like we said, let us be your Snickers bar. Let us be that one thing that you guys decided that you wanted to pick up. It would be super amazing if you guys signed up for us. And if we get to 50, we're going to go to the Winchester Mansion. And because of some conversation that was had in the Discord, someone says that they picture me in a Scariest cheerleader uniform when I'm doing the January Patreon push
so hot
talk. And I said if we actually get to 50 by the end of the month, I will wear a Scariest cheerleader uniform.
So can it be like any cheerleader, though? It could be like a male uniform.
I will probably find the cheapest cheerleader uniform that I can cram my body into and just put Scarish on the front of it and then shave my legs and get some pom-poms probably. So that's my plan. If you have a better one, go ahead and let us know on any of our various social medias and how we should handle that. But hey, we have to get to 50 patrons first. So if you guys have been holding out for the perfect opportunity to sign up
by January,
4 quarters by the end of January, donated, and we'll be doing something really odd that you guys apparently want to see because it'll be humorous. So fun stuff. But I think we're going to get to our first story of the show. So did you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
I didn't even think about that. Maybe you should go first.
Probably because you don't have them emails ready to go yet, but
yeah.
I will definitely go first.
But there's a lot of people in the stream right now that are saying that Twitch is freezing nonstop, which is how it's going for me too. So
okay, well
I
that
don't know
sucks.
What's going on.
So switch over to youtube.com/scaryish if you would like to, like get away from those problems. I'm showing that it's having healthy uploading. It should be going well over here, but it's not. So hopefully Twitch settles down or YouTube works. Anyone over in YouTube, let us know if you guys are having the same problem over there. But yeah, let's get into the first story. So the first one is from me, and the subject is New Stories from Brandon on Facebook.
Okay.
So these are ones that were sent to us on Facebook that we have sent to ourselves so we can read to you folks. And the subject, I just read the subject. The email starts out, "Hey guys.
Hey.
Hello. I have a couple funny stories that have happened to me over the past 2 days, so I'll get right in. Hopefully you think it's funny because I didn't at the time." That's just kind of how things go.
Yeah.
Like if you can keep the perspective through stuff like that where you're like, okay, I guess this is funny, but it's not funny right now, then it makes things a little bit easier. Excuse my bad grammar. I'm typing this on my phone, and that's just an excuse for how bad my grammar is in general. No worries, but we should apologize to my mom because she proofreads these.
Yeah.
So hopefully she's done a wonderful job here. It starts out, my girlfriend lives with me, and like most couples, we share a bed. Lately, I've been listening to your podcast a lot, so I'm a little bit paranoid as of late, but that's okay. Anyways, we were sleeping Friday night, and I woke up to fingers slowly stroking my head and this slow, mouthy breathing, and it sent chills down my spine. I knew my girlfriend was next to me, but before I fell asleep that night, and in parentheses, I stayed up late watching High School of the Dead, which I've never even heard of.
It's an anime.
Okay, right on.
Yeah.
I noticed she was
Super
facing
hot.
away from me. When I woke up, I thought she was still facing away from me, and if she were, then she wouldn't have been able to touch my head without twisting her arm in an uncomfortable way. So I thought my head was being caressed by a mouth-breathing demon. Being too scared to turn around, I nudged my girlfriend with my elbow to wake her up. When she woke up, I wasn't scared anymore because she's my safe place. Smiley face. That's really sweet.
That's very romantic.
So I turned around. Sure enough, this bitch twisted her arm around to pet my head while she was sleeping. What the fuck? She did the same thing last night. I got the same chills, quickly realized it was her, grabbed her hand, and threw it away from me.
I'm trying to imagine
That's
how
so
your
mean.
arm would go.
Yeah, it's got to be like some weird twisty shit going on behind your back. I don't have time for that. That's so mean. Yesterday evening, we decided to go out to a restaurant for a little date. Before we left, I'm going to cut in here. That's a really good thing to do. No matter how long you've been together in a relationship, it's always good to go on a date night. And dudes, like if you want some extra brownie points, like leave the house when they don't realize you've left the house and ring the doorbell. And when they come to the door, be like, hey, I was here to pick you up. I do that all the time.
Super cheesy.
Super cheesy, but it works. I'll get back to the email now.
It works for what end? To
make you feel special.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's what you need to do. Before we left, I wanted to use their restroom. I walked in and it was super quiet. The mirrors looked into the open stalls, and in the stalls I saw nothing. But the eerie quietness in mirrors creeping me out. I dipped out as quick as I went in. So apparently the mirrors and the complete stillness of the bathroom made you realize you didn't need to go to the bathroom as much. Sorry for my run-on sentences and all the other shit, but I wanted to share this with you guys. I have some more stories that my dad told me about when he was a kid, and a story from when my parents lost their baby girl, in parentheses, my older sister. That's super sad. I sent him my own story of sleep paralysis, which I'm sure will be read in a couple weeks. I hope we've already read that. I think it's a couple-month backlog. It is. It's about 2.5 months. However, we are catching up rather rapidly, so keep sending us your stories, people. I don't know. I'm patiently waiting. I also have a really short story of shadow people. I will send those eventually. I want to ask my dad more about his stuff so I have everything 100%. There's nothing wrong with getting full details. That's why it took so long to do my dad's stories on the show.
To get everything.
Exactly. So you kind of get all the details right. Have a great day to anyone who reads this. Hope it wasn't terrible. It was actually really good. So thank you so much for sharing that. I think it's funny too because there's so many things that your partner will do in the bed that's like little ticks that'll kind of creep you out, kind of drive you crazy. So you never know which one it's going to be. In your particular case, Robin sleeps with elbows and knees pointed out, and it's never on her side. It's always pointing towards me. So I will wake up with some joint that's she has hooked joints like Doomsday, and I will just wake up with a spike in my back, and I will literally have to push her pieces away so that I can actually get some sleep without waking up super, super sore.
It's not that bad.
It really, really is. I would share photographs if she would let me, but she gets really mad.
They're shameful.
I will wake up and I will just take a picture of what I'm dealing with and show the fucking 1 square foot of room I have on the bed to curl myself up into sometimes, and then show her in the morning and be like, this is what I live with. This is why I'm always tired. But right on.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and look over into some stream chat and see what you folks had to say. I think Twitch fixed itself, which is good to see. I'm looking down here, and it does say that there were 0.1% dropped frames. So I think when we started, there was a little bit of a hiccup, but it looks like it has stopped, and things seem to be running smoothly.
Yeah, I haven't froze since, so that's good.
Cool. That is good to know.
Let's
I'm going to switch into YouTube chat, and you can handle the Twitch chat.
Jamie says that she got off work early, so that works out perfectly. I took the day off so we could do this.
She did. And I took the day off 6 months ago so we can make sure to get this on the air for you guys.
I felt obligated because we didn't get to do it last night, and we really like doing these live shows with everyone, and it's just, I don't know, something we enjoy.
I really enjoy it. I was more upset yesterday that we wouldn't be able to just interact with you guys than I was that we might not be able to record, because I figured we can figure something out. We have enough equipment, that we can try and get us a podcast together, but I really wanted to stream. so we can interact with you guys because it's like the best part of the week for us.
Yeah.
I'm looking over in YouTube and I see Kick Medina say, I'm straddling YouTube and Twitch at the moment to see which of these actually might work for me on the drive home. In parentheses, my husband's driving, so I could try and catch the stream.
That's romantic.
That's very, very nice. Thank you guys for tuning in. Shout out to Karen. She was the first person here on YouTube or Twitch. I awarded her 10 spooky cool points, I believe.
You can do that?
I mean, I just made them up and typed it into the thing. I don't know how to give YouTube people the souls or whatever that we call them. So looks like Miss Deezy switched over because it seems that we were having those Twitch problems.
And stuff, yeah. Brandon says you shaved and now look like a baby. Look at you, baby. Boop.
Thank you. Yeah, I got rid of the goatee. I was going to shave at the end of the year no matter what, and I was going to keep the mustache and curl it if we hit our goal of $200, which we did not, but that's okay. So I wound up just shaving into a bunch of different methods and being like, can I keep this? And Robin was just like, no, that looks like shit. Take it off your face. I hate you. So plain, but I'm growing in my playoff beard. Shout out to Mitch Trubisky. He's going to do well this Sunday. I really, really hope. The last time I wore this jersey, and I've only ever worn Bears outerwear once on the show, he threw for 6 touchdowns that Sunday. So I'm really hoping this happens again because it's playoff time, and I really want my Bears to do well.
I am wearing a shirt with kittens.
Eating
slurping
ramen.
Nudes.
Slurping nudes. That's the weirdest way you could have put that.
I love cats. Okay. So what else? Linda says we look good. The new camera is awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. I hope it looks good. It's definitely not fisheye, which is nice. Oh my God, Blackie says, hey, Robin and Adam, I'm new to the Twitch stream, but love listening to your podcast. That's very sweet.
Thank you for joining us.
Oh, and you did say Tuesday earlier because you were like, thank you for joining us on this 2:30 on a Tuesday.
I have no idea what day it is. I don't even know where I am right now. Anna over on YouTube says, I took off the day because I've been sick and lacking sleep. Yay. Not cool that you're sick and lacking sleep, but we're very happy that you're joining us.
That's really cool that this time actually worked out for quite a few people because
I was really worried we were going to broadcast to 0
no
people.
One.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Anna said, you look like a freshman. Thank you so much, I guess. So,
Aww.
yeah. When I shaved it, I was like, my goatee had been down here for so much. I always forget that, I have a double chin. So I shaved it. I'm like, oh my God, there it is. Like, it's been hiding for so long. That sucks. And it makes my teeth look whiter because it's just like black hair surrounding my face.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's the best teeth whitening there is. So I was just like brushing my teeth like furiously, like, no, stay whiter.
Oh my God. Okay. Alexis says, I love you, Robin. You too, Adam. Boop.
Aw, thank you.
I added the boop, obviously.
Hello, the Snark. Thank you for joining us. I know you're at work right now. If Joe's around, tell Joe I said what's up. So thank you so much for that. And love you. Silver says, this is Gil 6 from YouTube. You guys are so awesome. Gil 6 comments on everything we put up on YouTube. You're the nicest person. You leave the nicest comments, and I see them every single time, and it makes me feel so nice. So shout out to you, Gil 6. Thank you so much for being a fan of ours.
He really notices.
I do. I tell Robin, I'm like, Gil comments again. Like, he's so nice. So you folks are great. You guys are the most supportive. Like, when I posted that we were canceling the show yesterday, I was so down. I was so upset. And just all this support came flooding in. There was no rage. There was no like, what the fuck, man? So it was really
not
supportive.
Looking forward to those, like,
eventually,
yeah,
people that are jerks. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm not either, but so far so good. We have a fairly large group of people that listen.
You guys are
nice. Awesome. So thank you so much for all of you.
Silent Picture says, "Who guys?"
Huh?
H-U. Lots of U's.
Right on. That works.
Jamie says, "Is Mom here? Hi, Mom. We love you."
I think
Linda, they love you.
She's like always here. She's the most supportive human being on the face of the planet.
I wish my mom were that supportive. For real. Your mom is like the best.
I have the best mom. It's very true. I mean, all you guys might have great moms that tie her for best mom. But she's the best mom. I got her a mug that said so.
Really?
Shout out to Johnny Stevens. I think like back in middle school I got one.
Oh.
Johnny Svensson, who just subscribed over on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us.
Let's see.
Right on. So I am done with my YouTube chat.
I'm still.
You got
going
a
through
bunch of Twitch chat.
still,
Right
yep.
on. So I'll jump back in there and start scrolling through some Twitch chat.
Mothboy Real Estate. Okay, so Jang Mi asks Mothboy, "Are you selling any New Orleans style haunted homes?" Because it's Mothboy Real Estate.
Right.
Wop, wop,
Got
wop, wop. So funny.
Mr. Pewpy89 says, you guys make my truck driving experience much better, smiley face. We have a large contingent of listeners who are truck drivers, and I'm very, very happy about that.
I did notice that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have an employee. I shouldn't say an employee. I have a friend who used to work on my team when I was working at the call center still, and she left the call center to become a truck driver, and she was incredibly successful so far, and things have worked out very well for her. So if she listens, which she probably doesn't, but maybe sooner or later she will, shout out to Olivia. Good for you. So cool.
Glitch is getting to actually watch at home and not at work this time, which
Wow,
is nice.
that's amazing.
I love how many people are like, I fart on my boyfriend or my boyfriend farts. Like, it's normal.
As soon as we went butt to butt last night, I was just like, and I was like, you had your butt pointed the other way for an hour and you saved that for me. What the fuck, man? I was so angry.
I do what I want.
Carly says, pro tip, when the stream happens early and the kids are still awake, making slime 30 minutes ahead of time is an excellent distraction for them. Good call.
Nice.
Mom tips right there. Good work. Pro parenting tip.
I love parenting tips, and my friend runs a like a parent Instagram, like a mom Instagram.
Yeah.
I think it's called like Mamas Just Want to Have Fun on Instagram. And
she's awesome.
They just post a whole bunch of tips and stuff like that, and you guys should totally check it out.
Same person who did Robin's makeup professionally.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Yes, she really is.
La 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 la. A lot of people are just getting off work. What time is it for everyone?
I mean, we're 2:30. It's 4:30
Yeah.
and 5:30 for Central and East Coast people, so it makes sense for some people to be coming home right now. So cool.
A lot of people had the day off. This is like, so I don't know. It's so nice.
It's almost like we were meant to broadcast today.
Oh, Carly says Rose and Blanche are watching with me now. Those are the two
The kitty
kittens.
cats. Yeah.
Oh, I love them. I love cats. I fucking love cats. If I could just have cats and not have to worry about dealing with all the things that happen when you have a bunch of cats, like dealing with all the litter boxes and stuff, I'd be like, all the cats.
Litter boxes aren't that bad to deal with, but sometimes they're just an absolute disaster. Like, you go in there and you're like, you left all this for me? This is disgusting. How did you have this much in you?
Our cat is just, she eats like a monster. I don't know how, but when she eats, it's like her food bowl, and then all her food ends up around the food bowl.
Don't
like,
know
how do you even eat? Like,
I went downstairs to let the dogs out yesterday, and she wanted to jump on my lap, and I couldn't sit down. I couldn't get her on my lap, so I was just like, you're going to have to wait. And I swear to God, she looked at me, and then she just fucking puked all over the floor. And I was like, that was a really dick move. And then she ran over to the stairs, which are carpeted, and then she threw up again on the carpet. And I was like, what the fuck, man? Like, you're being a jerk right now.
So she can understand what we're saying.
She knows. She just knows how to be rude. Do you guys think you will survive if the walkers come? If they're walkers from Walking Dead, yes. If they're White Walkers, probably not. I won't lie.
What?
Yeah, I don't think we'd survive Game of Thrones zombie apocalypse, because I don't think any of them are going to survive Game of Thrones zombie apocalypse in Game of Thrones. Maybe Arya. That's about it.
She's no one.
Exactly. A girl is no one.
All
I'm super excited for 2019. So much shit is coming to an end pop culture-wise. The last Infinity War. You're going to get the end of Game of Thrones, which I'm just so fucking psyched for. Those are the only two things I could really think of that came to my mind. But there's other shit too. Who knows? Cool. So do you want to jump into your first email of the show? Yeah,
I will jump right into this next email that we have here. And it is from, let's see, Jenny. Okay, so this one's from Jenny. It goes, hello, Robin and Adam.
Hello.
Hello. I just want to say I adore the podcast and think you two are the cutest. We think you're the cutest.
She booped you if you couldn't feel it. She booped you through the microphone.
I listen to you guys when I'm driving or attempting to work out. I like that you have to add attempting because I'm the same exact way where it's like, oh, I'm going to the gym, but hold on, I got to sit here for 5 minutes. I have a story for y'all, and I'm not sure if these stories are all correlated, as in this is the same entity, but they all have happened to my mom. My mom passed away, but these are the stories that she told me that I remember the most, so I'm going off of memory, so bear with me. When my mom was around 2 or 3, she was laying in her crib, and she could hear her parents fighting in the room next door. This black figure showed up next to her crib and started shaking it violently. She started to cry because...
I thought it was going to be like a caretaker, like soothing her while her parents fought, and then it's just totally took a
opposite.
right turn there. Yeah, that's creepy as fuck.
She started to cry because she was obviously freaked out and just wanted to sleep. The thing taunted her, saying, "Stop crying, child. Why are you crying?" The next thing is that she remembered a white light showing up on the opposite side of the crib and told the black thing to stop.
Wow.
You're scaring her. The black thing chuckled at it and kept shaking the crib. The white thing then said, "Knock it off, you're scaring her." The white figure then flew across the crib and dove into the black entity. My mom laid there still freaking out until the white figure came back and looked down at her saying, "It's okay, go to sleep. You're safe now." She then quickly stopped crying and fell asleep. My mom swore it was an angel trying to protect her from whatever that thing was.
So she was 2 or 3 at the time.
Yeah.
It just begs the question, and I always ask people this too, like, what's your earliest memory? Because I can't remember most stuff from before I think I was 3, maybe even 4. I don't really, like, my parents would be like, do you remember when you lived in this house when you were little? And I'm like, nope. Like, the earliest memory I have is of, like, one specific house. They're like, we moved there when you were, like, 4. I'm like, I don't remember any of the houses before that. So it's always crazy to me how far back certain people can remember, because I don't know what the difference is, like what brings you online, so to speak. So it's crazy that she has this memory from 2 or 3, and I'm like, I can't remember shit from 2 or 3. It's crazy.
I remember bits and pieces, like little tiny facts about my life when I was a lot younger, like before we ever moved into the house that I kind of went to elementary school and grew up in.
Right.
And we used to live in an apartment before we lived in that house. Well, we rented a part of a house. But so I totally get, like, you could have just random things that you remember from being really little. Like, I remember my dad used to work at Pizza Hut, and he stopped working at Pizza Hut when we moved into that second house. So it's like, how do you remember small things like that?
I remember, and I know that this wasn't the layout of the house where my earliest memories come from, so it had to have been a house before then, but I do remember my parents asking me, like, do you need to go to the bathroom? And me being like, no, and I was, at the time, actively shitting my pants. Like, that is probably my earliest memory. As weird as it is, I definitely remember that. I wonder if my mom remembers that, and I'm sure there's plenty of times where I poop my pants where she's going to try and have to, like sift through all her memories, like the filing cabinet that you pull out, like, times Adam shit his pants, and she goes through all of them. But I
dating all the way to 2013 or whatever.
It was like 2015. Don't give me that much credit. She wasn't a part of that one, though. That was a fully aware, like, whoops, that just happened. I got to go in the shower now. But
okay.
yeah, fun stuff. Good tangents. Disgusting tangents,
all right.
though.
So the email continues. Fast forward to when my mom's about 13, she was at her grandmother's house with her cousins. Nanny, my mother's grandma, gathered all the girls around to read tarot cards. I don't like where this is going.
I know.
Anytime it's like, let's read tarot
cards.
Let's
gather family to read tarot.
Ooh.
I just did that story on that chick who was like, let's all play with the Ouija board, and then went on a stabbing spree.
Well, your aunt had the whole tarot card thing, too.
Yeah, that's a really creepy tarot card story, too.
Then one of her cousins asked if they could use the Ouija board, and Nanny agreed that it would be fun. You're never babysitting my kids again.
Right? Stay the hell out of my house.
My mom was like, hell no, but her cousins pressured her into doing it. I'm not sure if they contacted anything, but Mom said that after that, there was a very dark feeling in Nanny's house. Nanny was known to play with Ouija boards and things of that nature, seeing as they always fascinated her. Mom hated going over there because she was always feeling watched, and all the girls hated being alone when they were there. Mom would have sleepovers and claimed to have seen things, but blamed it on her imagination.
A lot of times you blame stuff on your imagination,
yeah.
and I wonder how often when I look back at being a kid where I blame stuff on my imagination, was it like, no, there was actually a ghost there, or there was actually a demon there,
or something there that you were like, what?
Yeah. Because why wouldn't you, if you were something that was sentient that could do that, why wouldn't you mess with kids, since one, no one ever believes kids, and two, they eventually won't even believe themselves. It's just like Mary Poppins. All the adults are going to forget by tomorrow.
Can you imagine that?
Can I imagine what? Oh, I fucking hate you. For those of you who haven't seen the new Mary Poppins, that's a song, and Robin just tossed that out.
It's so good. If you haven't seen Mary Poppins and you love Disney movies and you like the original, go see the sequel. It's really good.
Emily Blunt is excellent as Mary Poppins, and Lin-Manuel Miranda fucking crushes it. It is. I wanted to go see Aquaman. I don't know if we've already talked about this on the show. We probably have. I want to go see Aquaman. They all want to go see Mary Poppins. We went and saw Mary Poppins instead. And it was really, really, really fucking good. I enjoyed it, and like all those songs are super catchy. So the soundtrack has been playing like nonstop in our house basically since we saw the movie. So highly recommend it.
Okay. Next, the night before her high school senior graduation, Mom was at Nanny's house borrowing something and then returned home. In the middle of the night, things started knocking over. Just little things, like a book. Nothing big. It didn't bother my mom. I'm not sure how, because the smallest noise at night makes me freak out, even with my nightlight on. Until she heard what sounded like a chuckle.
That's creepy.
Imagine in the middle of the night and you're trying to sleep and you just hear someone laughing.
What if you're a ghost? What if you're a guardian angel and you're watching over someone and you just think of something funny? You're like, oh shit. And they're just like, oh my God, demons.
Or you're just laughing at them for things that they do in their life.
They like fart in their sleep and you're laughing
like,
at them for it. And they wake up and just like, oh my God, no, I'm haunted.
My mom has had several paranormal experiences because she had a very special way of connecting with them, and she could get feelings of when there was something good or bad in the room. I don't know how she didn't flip out every time something tried to talk to her because I would lose my mind. I couldn't do it. I could not. If something tried to talk to me, like since Sixth Sense type stuff where they were like, you need to help me out here, man.
Would you
like,
try and ignore it, or would you just try and adapt to it? And I don't know.
I would pull a Rachel Weisz in Constantine.
Ignore it until it goes away.
Yes.
That's yeah, I think that's what most people would do in that case. Try and pretend that it's not happening to you, so they just leave you be.
Yeah, and then your twin,
I think that's
goes cray.
I mean, if you don't have a twin, you're okay. But I think most people, their natural reaction is like pretend it's not there. That's why the whole like pull the blanket up over your eyes, where it's like you're obviously reacting to something that you think is there, but at the same time you're trying to will it into not existing. So I think that's the most common thing.
I've lost my place. Hold on.
Karen over in YouTube says a cover is nice, but the cover is not the book.
It's such a good song.
That's a really good song.
Such a good song. I've very, very badly lost my place.
Wow, this is rough. I'll go over and look at I see some people are tossing out their first memories when they were younger, which is really cool. I can't wait to read those. And Anna just tossed something out on YouTube about a blanket being pulled over the face story.
Okay, I got it.
Cool.
Sweet. Well, we are going to read those, though, right?
I know.
Okay.
I'm just letting us know. Like, it's a preview of what we're going to get to.
Anyways, she had heard the chuckle before, back when she was in the crib. Oh, man.
That's fucked up.
Fuck that. She sat up.
That was a good callback. Well done. Written very well.
She sat up and saw something black move against the wall. More irritated than scared, she knew this was Nanny's demon and wanted to return it. She then grabbed whatever she borrowed from Nanny and drove back to her house. Oh, my goodness.
Take this shit
You're
back.
Like,
I don't want it in my fucking house anymore.
Mom knocked on the door and Nanny opened, confused to find her granddaughter at her door at 4 a.m. Why are you awake at 4 a.m.?
I mean, if someone knocks on your door, you wake up and answer it.
Mom walked in, put the item that she borrowed down, and calmly told whatever it was, stay here. I don't want you with me. This is your home.
Go back to haunting my grandmother. Fudge you. Fudge you all. Get the fudge out.
Nanny. She then walked out and drove back home. When Nanny died years later, Mom said she could feel the entity leave the house, and her grandfather went to every room and blessed the house. So that's good, at least, that thing left afterwards. But it makes me wonder, like, what was your nanny into that it was like, oh, she's gone now? See you late, guys.
Right. That's just, it brings up a lot of questions.
I'm not sure if the part about the crib was a dream, but if not, then maybe this thing had been waiting to come back and bother her. I also don't know if the chuckle was the same, or if she heard it and concluded that it was the same thing that visited her when she was a child.
Were they two different chuckle demons, or were they the same chuckle demon? It's just hard to tell.
I don't know. Anyone can laugh. So
anyone can laugh.
It could be anything. Anything.
Chuckles. That sounds like a song from Mary Poppins.
Right.
Anyone can laugh, children. That's my fucking Mary Poppins voice, by the way. I can't impersonate Emily Blunt at all, obviously.
Maybe it finally saw its opportunity when they started using the Ouija board as a way to attach to her again, but I'm not sure. Anyways, would love to hear y'all's thoughts on it. Thank you so much for taking the time to read this. I know you guys are busy. Keep up the awesome work, Jenny.
Well, thank you for sending that in. I will say, what I think happens is, I think in a case like this, and I know I'm normally skeptical, but I'm going to set that aside. So, like, if you say that there's this thing, when you're younger, you can probably contact or see these things more easily. I do think that's the case with kids. I think that's why they, like, stare into corners and, like, get all happy is because they can see stuff. It doesn't, like, make me think, like, they're crazy. 143am just donated $1.43. So thank you so much, 143am. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
But I think in the case of stuff like Ouija boards, when you start messing around with that stuff that has been there or has been, like, in the proximity of you, like, gets a little bit more visible. It's kind of like you're thinning the veil a little bit, and it probably was there the whole time, and you can just see it a little bit better now because for whatever reason, like reaching out to it or acknowledging the fact that it exists or just kind of saying like, is there anything there right now, gives them a little bit more strength to like step forward, so to speak. So I don't know, it really sounds to me like whatever entity this was is the same entity, or it's all lies. It's very hard to tell, but I'm going to put aside my skepticism for a second and say like this one, I don't know. The details of it sound kind of legit, and I really, really like the fact that it chuckled again. Whether or not, I mean, if
that's a good
callback. If it's a good story, even if it's fake, that's a great story, and I really appreciate it. So, good stuff.
Jamie also donated and said, boop all the snoots for me.
Aw, thank you so much. And she also donated $1.43 as well, which is just a weird number. But
it's because 143am.
I get that. Yeah, just saying, like, it's just a weird number.
I mean,
so thank you. We appreciate you.
All right. So hopping over into stream chat, we're going to check out what you guys are talking about. I can't wait to hear all the stories you guys posted. Let's see. Lots of people say they won't survive. The White Walkers. I would never survive
White
the White
Walkers
Walkers.
are not fucking around. There's like 6 swords in the world that can actually kill a White Walker aside from Dragonglass. So unless you have Valerian Steel, and I just gotta say, as much of a dick move as it was, I know I'm getting into the Game of Thrones shit pretty heavily here, but melting down Ned Stark's sword and turning it into 2 swords, probably a good idea with the coming zombie apocalypse.
But can they do that? Like, I know Valerian Steel's like a little.
You have to find a master blacksmith to melt it down. Like
Gendry?
No, it wasn't Gendry. Like in the books, it talks about how they had to find someone who could work Valerian Steel and work it properly. They don't give you the name. They're just like, it was very hard and very expensive. And they give 1 sword to Jaime, and they give 1 sword to Joffrey the douchebag. And I'm pretty sure Jaime gives it to Brienne in the book, but I don't know if that happened in the show.
I love Brienne.
I love how much Tormund loves Brienne.
I know.
He's like, did you bring the large woman?
So Linda's rewatching this
She's
past
caught
season.
up. She already.
She watched the whole thing?
She didn't rewatch the past season. She rewatched the whole fucking kit and caboodle.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
She
that
just
was
burned
fast.
through it because I went down there and it was like season 4.
Well,
and
we
I was
were
like,
watching
holy shit.
an episode where they go back up north to see Tormund and the crew again, and Tormund's just like, "Did you bring the big lady?"
Right.
I was just like, "Oh, Tormund, my heart." He's just the cutest character. I love him.
Butter and Butt over in YouTube. This was from earlier and I missed it, but I want to say it. My sibling does the same thing as Robin does. Thank you, Adam. I have a new idea now. That's hilarious. Some people are just violent, pokey sleepers, and I don't know. It's just rough to deal with.
Okay. Girl Panic says, "I'm not used to babyface Adam yet." He was complaining the day he actually shaved it all off. He's like, "Oh my god, the air is so cold on my face."
Oh my, because it's so fucking cold outside. All the water froze in Vegas because it went below 32 degrees for the first time in years, and my fucking lip and my chin were so cold.
Our pool had a layer of ice on it.
It did.
That's
it
how
was
cold
super
it was.
fucking cold out here.
It's insane. La 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 la. The Snark says, "I remember faces. A cousin of mine was the earliest face I remember. I didn't meet her until I was about 13, but I knew she was related, and I loved her immediately after seeing her."
Aww.
That is super cute.
Anna over in YouTube, in reference, I'm guessing, to when we're talking about when we eventually have people that like follow the show that are mean when stuff like that happens, said, if they're mean, we will kick their butt. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate that.
Swazzle says, "My memory is randomly amazing and randomly worse than a goldfish."
That's funny.
My biggest thing that I do is I'll be holding my phone or holding a pencil or something like that and be like, "Have you guys seen my phone?" Or "Where did I put my pencil?" Or it's
almost
just like
immediately upon coming in the home, Robin goes, "I've lost my phone already." And it's usually like right next to her, but then she starts like storming around the house, like trying to find it in places she hasn't been yet. And I'm just like, how do you lose it so damn fast? Kaime over on YouTube says, "Same for Jersey. Go Bears." I really want them to do well. And I know if they don't do well, I have to eat crow on the show next week.
You have so many Bears jerseys now.
I have 2, but I have a lot of Bear shirts as well.
Well, you have the other one too, don't you?
I have this one and I have Khalil Mack.
And then you have the one...
I have a Charles Tillman jersey from back in the day.
Yeah.
But someone shrunk that, and it was already a large. What the F is that? Carly donated $5, and the notification was a Machamp, I think it was, flexing, which is kind of
Machamp
awesome
has
to
multiple arms, right? No. Machamp has 2 arms. Machamp has 4 arms.
Thank you so much, Carly, donating $5 and saying, "Love you guys. We love you too."
Thank you so much. But which one was it?
I don't know. I'm sure she will
Damn
let
it.
us know. Karen said, "A cover's nice, a cover's not the book. I read that live." Anna says, "I had the blankets pulled out from under me and then heard a child giggling across the room.
No.
I was too tired
Move
to be
out.
creeped out. I told the ghost to quit it, rolled over, and went back to sleep."
No
That is fucking
way.
creepy. And as much as you say move out, last night in our fucking loft, our lights started flickering again and started doing something that they've never done before. They would like flicker on, but not be full brightness like they normally are. It's like they were just like 10% of light, like, and then they go out and they do it again and do it again and do it again. And then like the fan started making noise.
Well, our lights
I had to turn
in here are
all that shit
now,
off.
right? Or...
Yeah, our lights for the show started fucking flickering yesterday.
Yeah.
During all the shit that went wrong, it was a lot. I was just like, really, demons? Like, come the fuck on, man.
Yeah.
Leave us alone.
Girl Panic said, "Emily Blunt hit me up. Hit me up too, girl." Like,
Emily Blunt, you are gorgeous, but you're super cool, and I really want to hang out with you and your husband, so hit us up.
Yes.
John Krasinski's
Couples.
the shit.
What is it called? Double date. Let's
Double
go on a
date?
double date.
Sure. I don't know how many of you guys know this, but one of the front runners to get Captain America before Chris Evans got it was John Krasinski.
I could see
He would have
that
been
though.
such a good fucking Captain America
After
too.
seeing him in Jack Ryan, I could totally see him as Captain America.
And he's super tall too. Like he's much taller than Chris Evans. Not saying that I'm not talking shit about Chris Evans. I fucking love Chris Evans too. And people shit all over Chris Evans when they cast him because all he had ever been was a party boy in like all the fucking movies he had been in. And when he was
like Scott Pilgrim,
when he was the Human Torch in Fantastic Four, they're like, this is dumb. And then he came out and he just crushed the role. So it's like they could have not lost either way. I don't know if that's how you're supposed to say it, but they were golden either way. But just imagine John Krasinski being Captain America. That would have just been so fucking crazy.
There's a movie Chris Evans is in on Netflix, and I think it's called
Snowpiercer. He's in a lot.
No, yeah, that one too.
Scott
that one
Pilgrim
is good.
versus the World.
No, it's like Before You Leave or Before We Go.
Oh, the sad one.
Yeah, it's not really that sad. It's very sweet and cute, and really at the end makes you want to just hurl your controller at the screen, but really good, and you guys should check it out.
Chris Evans is in a movie, and I don't know where it is to find. It's called Puncture, and it's a true story about one of the two lawyers who sued basically like all the hospitals in the country because they refused to switch to a safety needle where when you push down the plunger, the needle retracts, and all the nurses were in significant danger from them not switching. Because when they were trying to like sedate people or treat people that were coming in that might have some sort of blood carrier disease, because they shake so violently, there was so many accidents per hospital per year because they accidentally would puncture their skin. And they took on the case because one lady was dying of AIDS, and that's how she contracted it, was being a caretaker, and he himself was a heroin addict.
Holy
the lawyer
crap.
was, and Chris Evans plays that guy, and it is such a good fucking movie.
Sounds
it is
good.
so good. And they go through like how much money they were saving by not switching the needles was like minute. And so many hospitals decided they weren't going to switch. And then one hospital in the country decided, yes, we are going to switch. And their rate of accidents for nurses that actually contracted diseases from that exact thing went to 0 because the safety needle protected them. And it was just so fucking crazy to watch this movie and then read up on the actual true story and be like, so much of that shit was true. And those companies were such fucking scumbags to try and keep the old ass needle in those hospitals so they can make slightly more money.
I would
It's
totally
insane.
watch that movie.
It's a really good movie.
Sounds
He's-
like we have to watch it on the
He's
new
so good in it. He has
podcast.
one scene at the end where it's clearly like the scene where he was shooting for his Oscar, and it's good, but he's not quite nailed it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's because he's younger in his career, but that's a really good movie if you ever get a chance to check out Puncture, especially if you're a nurse or you know a nurse, because that movie will blow your fucking mind.
All right.
Fun side conversations about
The
movies.
Snark says, I feel like Emily Blunt stopped working for Meryl Streep. She got a job as a magical nanny.
And then she ran into Meryl Streep later because Meryl Streep makes a cameo.
Oh, yeah. Meryl Streep
That's
is
what-
also in the new Mary Poppins.
That's what happens to the devil from The Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah.
Miranda
She turns
Priestley?
turtle.
She turns turtle. That's my least favorite song in that movie.
The British Gamer asked, how do you set up a podcast to Twitch?
Just like you'd set up anything else. Get
yeah.
yourself a capture card, get yourself a camera, run it through your computer. I use Streamlabs OBS, which is a little bit easier for us than just regular OBS. And then our microphones that specifically run through an audio interface that also runs into my computer. This computer looks like someone who's on life support because it has so many fucking tubes and cords coming out of it. And then I also have my Stream Deck here.
And
it's
like
just a lot.
last night, I was like, do you want to use my computer to try and stream
Every
it?
time we boot
And-
up her laptop to do the show, she can barely load her fucking email over the course of
Okay.
10 minutes, and she wants me to run all this shit through her
You
laptop.
have an Asus. I have an Asus. Like,
That Asus is so damn old, man.
you're damn old.
I am 33. That's really mean. People are responding to Anna's story about the blankets being dragged off of her. Kick Medina says, Anna, that is terrifying and hilarious. And then Karen over on YouTube says, oh my God, hashtag when you're too tired to deal with demons.
Yeah.
It's a good way to describe it.
Silver Bidsit says, I never had a scary ghost experience. There was a ghost when I was really young that always knocked over my babysitter's mail. She would give it a name and say, it's Troy again, and paint it no mind. So I kind of did the same my whole life. I think a lot of people just do that. Like,
yeah, a lot of people name their ghosts and they just live with them. Leo Chacha over on YouTube says, Como están, bitches?
Oh my God.
Just from Anchorman. That's so good. Kick Medina says, love them both, but Evans has the more all-American boy look / feel. He does have that clean-cut look, man. And some of the pictures of him on set for Avengers 4, like between sets, he's just wearing sunglasses. That dude looks fucking good. I'm not lying. He is gorgeous. He is just like, his frame is just like what you think of when you think of like, this is what a ripped hot dude should look like. I'll be honest, like in Avengers Age of Ultron, when he's arguing with Tony and he rips that log in half, I was like, it's possibly the hottest fucking thing I've ever seen another dude do. That was amazing.
Oh my god. Okay. Let's see.
That's true, man.
Like,
that scene, you're just like, God damn, argue with me, Chris Evans. Shit. Karen says, has anyone heard of the game What Remains of Edith Finch? I have heard of that game. I have not played it. I have heard that it is amazing, though.
The snark says Machoke is the one that's in the middle. So it's
Machop, Machoke, Machamp.
Machoke, Machamp. Yeah.
Okay.
Pokemon. La 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 la. Miss Deezy says her pool also had ice. Yeah, for some reason Vegas was freaking cold yesterday.
Man.
It was
it's still cold today too.
I did not go outside yet today, and I'm kind of scared.
The snark says, "Oh, dude, I clutched the pearls when he ripped that log, giving me the vapors."
Oh my god!
I love that Haley Atwell. That's the name of the chick who played Agent Carter, right?
Yes.
When they interviewed her about the original Captain America, when he comes out of the pod and he's just super fucking
and
ripped,
she
touches him, and that was not in the script. That was her just being like, "God damn!" I thought that was so funny. It's so good.
I love Haley Atwell, and I'm really sad Agent Carter got canceled. But like, I have like Agent Carter collector's edition makeup stuff. I love
so
Agent Carter.
Much useless movie knowledge. Like in Civil War, when he's holding the helicopter and they do the bicep flexing porn, he tore his bicep. He tore his bicep
that's
doing
not how
it.
you're supposed to pull something.
Yeah, and they tell you like grab two things and squeeze as hard as you can, and they do it all the time in Marvel movies, which is objectification of men at its finest. They do it to Chris Hemsworth in Infinity War, and it's just like he ripped his bicep doing that, and he said it was straight up bicep porn, and I ripped my bicep because of it. He also says that because he works out so fucking intensely before the movies start, that any scene where he's going to be wearing a t-shirt are the first scenes they film so he can look maximum level ripped. Because the scheduling for shooting... He's going to be swole as fuck. The scheduling for shooting is so intense that he loses so much mass like right away because he can't stay with it.
Right.
So just interesting, fun stuff about Chris Evans' body that I know all about.
Miss Deezy says not another teen movie.
That's funny, yeah.
That movie was...
It's a banana split.
Oh my god, so bad. Glitch Grim says, shh, Fantastic Four never happened.
I see a lot of people, that's funny, both of them. I see a lot of people debating Thor with short hair or long hair. I think I like him better with short hair, I won't lie.
I like him better with short hair.
I have staunchly fought and argued with so many people on the Hemsworth v. Hemsworth debate about Chris versus Liam, and I have 100% been on Chris's side my entire life and will continue to do so because he is
Liam Hemsworth is also attractive.
He's pretty. Chris Hemsworth is just beautiful. That's all there is to it.
I just think the picture of the two with their significant others looks like they're very similar.
Yeah, that's very true.
Because they're both ridiculously tall, and their significant
Chris Hemsworth
others
has been with his wife for a very long time.
Are very short,
since before he was like famous.
It's cute. Girl Panic says I still picture Chris Evans with whipped cream on his nips when I hear his name.
That's so funny. And having the banana sticking out of his butt.
And his junk. Miss DC says and his junk. Oh my goodness.
Karen over on YouTube says, keep in mind that I'm legit 11 years old, not kidding, born in 2007. Well, welcome, our youngest viewer. We appreciate you joining us. Sorry about all the foul language. We hope your parents gave you permission to watch us.
Oh, my goodness.
Carly says, hashtag Team Liam. Carly, you're better than that.
Hey,
I don't see any feature on Liam Hemsworth that is not better on Chris. I'm just saying. There's nothing about Liam that's better than Chris.
They look very similar, but they are both very different. Like, Chris Hemsworth is very much like tall blonde, and Liam is that brunette looking.
Yeah, I guess.
You know,
I don't know. I don't know. It's all personal preference, whatever you're into.
I could just put them together on a Sunday. Just saying.
What the fuck, bro? God.
Okay.
It gets weirder and weirder every episode. Are you caught up? It's been a long break.
I know. Raisin Rebel says he needs to watch Infinity War. Dude, people on New Year's Eve were timing that movie so that when he snapped, it was at midnight. And I think that is absolutely amazing.
It's become pretty popular for people to start movies at an exact time so something happens at midnight. Like Star Wars, the Death Star getting blown up, and the snap happening. There's a bunch of other stuff, too, that people do. Glitch Grim says, let's give Loki some love, LOL.
I think Tom Hiddleston is like weird attractive, kind of like how Benedict Cumberbatch is really attractive, but it's like a weird attractive. I don't know.
I think Tom Hiddleston is an amazing actor. He originally tried out for the part of Thor, but got Loki instead because they said he was so good they wanted to keep him on. But I don't think he's that. I don't think he's Hemsworth level attractive. I do think he's very pretty, but I'm just saying like his acting I think is superb. But I think if you're looking at acting I think Benedict Cumberbatch is better than everyone in the Marvel Universe. I think he's phenomenal in everything I've ever fucking seen him in. And I don't know why. I know everyone says like he has an awkwardly angular face. I think he's absolutely gorgeous. I'm totally a Cumberbatch. I will 100% own up to that.
I know.
I love in Sherlock when he meets the woman and she looks at him and she says, "Look at those cheekbones. If I slapped you, I'd cut my hand." I'm just like, damn, I like these two. We have to get back to the show.
I know, but Jamie asked if we're still doing the Modern Physics sponsorship.
We fully and 100% support their business and everything they produce, and we recommend that you guys go over there and buy stuff whenever you want to.
Right.
I don't think the promo code works anymore because the sponsorship ran through the end of the year. But yeah, we still like 100% support them because they support us. But it's just one of those things where we're not just running the ads anymore. And I don't think the promo code works. But they have a lot of promo codes. I think she has a subscription box now.
Yeah.
So go check that stuff out. It's a great company and it has a great owner.
Girl Panic says, my sister said Liam is the you can copy him but change it up a bit.
Yeah, that's exactly like copy my homework but make it your own. That's the type of shit I'm talking about. Right there. All right, I have got to get back to the scariest part of Scarish.
So funny. Silverbit says Benedict is so fun. Carly says Tom is so little.
I can't imagine what Tom Hiddleston would have looked like if they would have picked him for Thor, because they would have given him Hemsworth's trainer, and Tom Hiddleston would have gotten fucking ripped. And that would just be so weird, because like you think of Hiddleston, you think of like tall but like smaller frame. So I wonder how that would have worked out.
Time Forrest Gump, and you can bring in the new year with Lieutenant Dan.
That's the saddest one, dude, because he is so broken at that point in the movie where everyone else is celebrating and he's just fucking empty inside.
Yeah. Okay.
Then cut to immediately after that, though. If you do that with your family and you celebrate with Lieutenant Dan, you cut to him trying to fuck a chick and titties everywhere. So probably not the best idea. All right, I am going to get on to my next one. So my next, I don't know why I'm stuttering. I must have had too much coffee. My second email of the show's subject is Nice Ghost Boys. So I like that subject, and we'll see what happens. And it starts out like this. Hi, Robin and Adam.
Hello.
Hello. I love your show, and I really appreciate all of work and effort you put into making it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Parentheses. Also, I remember Adam saying he listens to Taz. You have great taste. Thank you. I just re-listened to Taz for, I think, the third or fourth time. I absolutely love the Adventure Zone.
I'm always mind blown when I come in and
I'm always worried I'm going to get judged, but at the same time, I don't care because it is so good. And I'm hoping one of these days Robin's like, okay, I'll listen to it, because then I get to listen to it all over again. It's just a really good show. My name is Avi, pronounced Avi, and I want to tell you about my nice ghost guardian. For the past 5 years or so, I've been struggling with my mental health. Among other things, I have anxiety, depression, and bipolar disorder, coupled with insomnia. That's lot.
Really rough.
That's a lot to deal with. In parentheses, this is important to the story, I promise. I've been doing a lot better this year, and I've been able to attend public school for the first time in 3 years.
Wow,
Smiley face.
that's really good.
That is really good, because public school can be
Don't let them crush you.
Nightmare.
Yeah.
So last winter/spring, my insomnia was very bad. I was not on the correct meds, and my bipolar disorder was not being managed. I couldn't sleep because I was paranoid, and when I did sleep, I never felt rested. If I slept, I fell asleep around 5 to 7 a.m. That is so early in the morning. Like, you're not sleeping till the sun comes up. Around early spring, I started having recurring dreams. I was in a rainforest sitting on a platform in a large tree. I could see the stars in the night sky. There was always a person with me. He looked to be around 16 to 18 years old / relatively my age. He wore dark colors and had black hair. He wasn't creepy at all. He was actually very friendly and sweet. I would spend the whole dream talking with him in the most beautiful rainforest. I had these dreams many times during the springtime. It's important to note that this was an extremely low point for my mental health. Whenever I was having a particularly bad day or night, sometimes I would have a rainforest dream and talk to the friendly boy. He didn't have a name, and if he did, he never told me. He just listened to me. I wish I could remember any of our conversations, but I can't. It's so crazy how impactful something is from a dream, and then you can't remember it in the morning. Like, some things I've woken up so obsessed about remembering, and it hasn't happened to me in a long time, but I just remember, like, I had a dream where someone was talking to me, and every time I looked up, they were writing things in the stars, but every time I looked back, the lettering was completely different, and I kept thinking, like, someone's trying to talk to me. I need to look at the stars in my dreams from now on. And I woke up and I was like, so intense, like, you have to start doing this in all your dreams. And I honestly don't think I've ever done it since. I think I just remembered that while reading this email, in fact.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's one of those crazy things. But hey, sometimes something like this is very helpful. And I'm going to keep going. One night I had a particularly bad sleep paralysis experience. I was scared and tired, but too afraid to sleep. As I laid in my bed and started drifting off, I felt something squeeze my hand. It wasn't scary, it was actually comforting, and I fell asleep shortly after. I was convinced that it was the man I had encountered in my dreams. If I was paranoid and couldn't fall asleep during the night, sometimes I would feel shifts on my mattress as if someone was sitting on the edge of it. I would have been terrified, but I felt comfortable. Any fear that I had before I felt the presence vanished. These
That's really
dreams,
cool.
it's really, it sounds like a guardian angel. It 100% does. These dreams and feelings of the presence continued until my sleep improved. As I've gotten better, I haven't had any of the rainforest dreams, and I rarely feel the friendly presence. I don't know, but maybe there's a nice ghost boy looking out for me. That would be pretty neat.
Yeah.
I've always wondered who or what the boy was, but I appreciate him for looking after me during a really hard point in my life. I have other stories, but this one is my favorite. It's a really, really, really good story.
It's really good.
It would be awesome if you read this on the show. Keep on creeping on. I love you guys. Heart, Avi.
Thank you so much for sharing your story.
That's
and,
really, really good. And I just... Okay, go ahead.
No. What were you going to say?
I just think that like this is the perfect story to read because I always try and be like devil's advocate about stuff where everyone's really, really scared of some of these things that happen to them. And I'm always like, what if it's a guardian angel or what if it's something benevolent? And I think like depending on where your mindset is, like you might be scared of something because it's unexpected. But if you really need something there for you and you feel that presence and for some reason it doesn't feel evil and it feels benevolent, then you can like kind of change the experience that you have. And I think that's why so many people will say like, oh yeah, like my cousin or my aunt or I have a ghost in my house, and we're just like, you name it and you move on with your life. And sometimes you realize like maybe these things really are looking out for you. Like as much of a skeptic as I am, where it's like maybe none of this even exists. Like maybe it doesn't, but it doesn't change the fact that this happened to this person, these dreams and this presence, this feeling that something was there, regardless of whether it's not, at the lowest point in their life.
Yeah.
And that's so awesome to fucking hear. It really is, because sometimes you have a really bad day. Like I had yesterday trying to get this stream up and running, and the lights were flickering in every room I went. And maybe it was like, I thought I was like, okay, demons, leave me the fuck alone. I said that earlier in the show. But maybe it was like, yo, bro, calm down. Everything's going to be okay. And I can't hear that shit because, you know, I'm human. But I don't know. It's a really inspiring story, and I'm really happy you sent it in.
Yeah.
So let's look over into stream chat and see what you guys thought of it. I'll switch over into YouTube, and you can take the Twitch stuff.
All right. Everyone's talking about the vapors now.
The vapors.
The snark says, now I'm sad. Don't be sad. When people like get out of their funks, it's like something to be happy about.
Don't worry. Be happy.
Oh my goodness.
Be happy now. Side note, that guy hates that song. The guy who wrote that.
Shut up.
That's all anyone ever wanted to hear from him, and all of his other works never did as well.
Oh my god!
And he absolutely fucking hates that song. I saw that on VH1 back when there was nothing on TV, and I actually let the TV sit on VH1.
Carly says, solidarity with this person 100%. And related side note, shout out to Sad and Trans from the Discord for pulling through the struggle and being a Dean's List badass.
Yeah. Shout out.
Yeah.
I'm marking this so I can put this into the podcast because a lot of you guys go through a lot of rough times and you let us know. Huge shout out to Sad and Trans from our Discord who's been going through some shit and has been letting us know, and they still made Dean's List.
Yeah.
Because I've had my most stable years, still not make Dean's List. So that's pretty fucking awesome. I've never made it.
Not once.
Yeah. Huge shout out. Tip of the cap to you.
Glitch says we need to do the unboxing. Yes, we do. We're actually going to
do
it right after this, or are we going to go do something first and then do
I have to edit so I can get it up for patrons. We have to go fetch stuff for dinner, and then we're going to use this camera to record unboxings. I don't think we're going to do live streams for them. We're going to try and use the camera to record them and then upload them later.
Okay.
But yeah, we're doing them today because we had more stuff come in. We think there's still one more on the way, but it's January 3rd, and these are Christmas gifts. Some of them came before Christmas, so we are definitely doing these things today. Yeah. So that doesn't mean you guys can't send more stuff to the P.O. Box. If you want to, absolutely do it, and we will unbox it. But we have a group of stuff in that hallway right outside the office that's been waiting for far too long, and I want to know what you folks sent us. So
Carly says, proudest internet friends over here for all our people struggling. And Glitch says, and McShake and Bake. I hope he is, or he'll pull out of it and is still listening.
I will tell you one thing. I don't know if McShake and Bake is listening right now or if he's going to watch this later, but he will pull out of it because he's super strong and he's fucking awesome. And that's just how things go. You ebb and you flow, and sometimes they're good and sometimes they're bad. But if you believe in yourself and you realize other people believe in you like we believe in you guys, you'll be okay.
Just
really
believe in the heart of the cards.
I hate you so much right now. I was so sure you were gonna go with the Mary Poppins reference. So if you are down, and I'm dead serious about this, go watch the new Mary Poppins. And that's why I told them, like, it wasn't the movie I wanted to see. It was definitely the movie I needed to see, because being unemployed for the last 6 months has been rough. It kind of sucks. And it's a movie about feeling lost and then being found. And it's a really good movie, and you should check it out. It's good for adults too. And then you can sing all the songs, and you probably don't want to sing along.
There is a song totally about being lost. It's like where all the lost things go. Yeah.
I was sitting there watching that movie, and I was like, man, I really feel like this was meant for me. And at one point in the movie, I was like, how the fuck did that work? Mary Poppins twirls her umbrella, then all of a sudden they're inside the umbrella, but she's still holding the umbrella. And at that moment, criticizing the shit in my head, Lin-Manuel Miranda turns to the camera and goes, something you need to know about Mary Poppins. She never explains anything. I was like, okay, movie, I'll shut the fuck up. I'm sorry. Like, my bad. I didn't mean to criticize. It was just like this hilariously wonderful experience when we were in the theater watching that.
All right. So, how's your side there going?
It's good. There's not a whole lot on there. Someone said Taz is so good. Robin, Kick Medina said that. And then more stuff. 4SP Biz says, cute couple, have you ever told video football horror stories? I have a feeling I know who that is. I'm pretty sure it's my uncle. He defeated me once when I was in 3rd grade when I thought I was going to win a football game, and I lost my shit like a 3rd grader can do.
Really?
I was ahead by fucking miles, because there was a glitch in the game where if you ran a certain play, your receiver always made it, and you could throw the ball in infinite length. So you just score a touchdown every time. And then he started calling punt defense, because it's the only way that you could have one person back there to stop it. And then he started playing it, and I'd never caught on. And he wound up kicking an onside kick, getting it, and throwing a touchdown with like 5 seconds left.
Wow.
And I lost my shit. I was so fucking pissed. It was the one time I was going to finally beat my uncle at something, and he wound up winning.
That's your horror story?
That's my horror story for video football experience.
Wow.
What's funny, though, is like 2 years later, I think it was WCW versus NWO for the N64. And me and my 2 cousins, who used to just destroy all video games, we did a 4-player free-for-all, and we pulled chairs from the crowd, and we beat him mercilessly for 45 minutes before we pinned him.
Wow.
It was amazing. But he sat there and he took the whole thing because he knew we had finally like found comeuppance for him.
The only football game I played is the Looney Tunes game on SNES. There was a mini game where you were like one of the rabbits. I don't think it was Bugs Bunny. It was one of the other rabbits, because you're like the baby Looney Tunes. And you played him, and we're playing like this random football game, and you would just press a button and it would throw the ball randomly, and you had to go catch it, and you'd get like whatever downs. That's the first time when I was a little kid that I ever got introduced to football. So that's all I know.
I love football. It's been a huge part of my life for like my whole life. TNKNY over in YouTube says, hi guys. Hello. Thank you for joining us. Anna in YouTube says, I was bullied in grade school, which caused me to be very depressed. I remember crying in my bed one night, and I felt someone hug me even though no one was there. It was very comforting and not creepy.
That's really cool.
It is really cool. And I don't know, dude. Like, I just hope people try and understand that, like, I remember learning this in college, and it's weird that I learned it in college because it's so very religious, but I took Religions of the East, and one of the things my professor said is that so many people try and better themselves, and they don't consider the fact that there's balance to everything, and the brighter your light burns, the longer of a shadow it casts. And you have to, like, steel yourself for that. And I always think of that, always, because if there's something out there that you're scared of, there's something equally as strong that you should have faith in that could be there for you. Yeah. And I think in these really, really hard times, like, you can't always count on something like that to be there for you, but just know that it might be there. And maybe it's not, like, able to give you that hug, like, but it might be there just looking, wishing it could.
Unless you're Sam and Dean Winchester, in which case having faith is really hard.
I hate you so much.
Let's see. Carly says Jim Halpert cried watching it too. Who's Jim Halpert? Is that John Krasinski?
Yeah, John Krasinski.
Okay. Yeah. The Snark says my husband just finished Taz and called me to tell me he loved me after listening to the finale. I don't know what happens in the finale.
It's really good, man. You can tell that, like, I think every nerd has a story that they want to tell or like a video game idea in their head, and it goes from being just this like fun D&D game to the guy who DMs it, Griffin McElroy. It becomes his story that he's wanted to tell, and it's really, really good. So, and he's caught so much shit from so many people because they're so popular and things change and stories go in directions that like you don't expect it to.
Yeah.
And people are so fucking nasty on like Reddit and YouTube and shit like that. So they go through and they do their thing, and it's just like the first season, so to speak, or the first arc is what they call it, is like 70 episodes, 60, 70 episodes, and it's this amazing thing. And by the end of it, like, I don't know many people who've listened to the whole thing and didn't cry at the end because it's just really good.
Wow.
Some guy online who's like a critic for like literature said it's the greatest story he's ever heard.
Wow.
Yeah, like it's legit really good. Like you should listen to Taz, and they're on their new season now, and they're building towards something that I'm excited to see. So,
Skep Talk Live on Twitch says greetings, salutations.
Greetings and salutations.
Uh,
We formally greet your presence.
Glitch says Mutant League football is the best football game ever.
Never played it.
Zwalzo says Bombarders is also really fun. Carly says War Eagle. Hashtag War Eagle. I don't know. I've never heard of it. What's
I've
War
heard
Eagle?
War Eagle before, but I don't know what it is.
And Zwalzo says, but their faith in each other remains. I'm assuming that has to do with Supernatural.
Kaime over on YouTube said, middle school sucks. That's why I was always saying hi and smile to cheer anyone up and be friendly. That's good, because it's not, I don't know. You might not think you're doing a nice thing, but some people might rely on that, like way more than you know. So just like a normal friendly greeting might mean the world to someone that's never going to say anything back.
It's legit might be the difference between someone shooting up your school or not.
Yeah, like no joke. Like that's not a joke. At least in this country, it's not a joke. So,
all right.
God, people are horrible.
Yeah, I'm going to go into the next
People are horrible,
here.
but people are also wonderful. So be one of the wonderful people.
So
give us a new transition. I talked over your last one.
Fuck me. Sliding right into this next email from Laura. It goes, yo, 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 what's good, fellas?
What up, dog?
It's me, Laura, and happy October. Last story I sent was about the haunted church that always used to make me uncomfortable. What? That I live next to. Well, being the dumb bitch that I am,
I like how you paused. Like,
I was like, is that really what?
Bitch?
Well, no, it's they and them.
Okay.
So not her. They and
My
them.
bad, dog.
I've been trying to explore haunted places around town with my friends because it's Halloween. Wow, this is way
Old.
back. Including the church I lived next to, and this haunted land next to my friend Molly's house. All the names in this story have been changed, so it's all good if you want to share on the podcast. It's kind of long, so get ready.
Settle in, folks. I'm settling in
hold on,
right
I'm
now.
gonna put my seatbelt on. Blip.
Wow. You pantomime putting a seatbelt on.
Yeah.
I'm going to grab my coffee.
And you can tell that I usually sit in the passenger seat because I'm like this side over.
I'm going to hold my Empire Strikes Back coffee mug and be prepared for fun story times.
My mug is a nutcracker, and it says, crushing it.
She insisted on getting this thing, even though the holidays are over, because it's just so funny. So we're going to have a nutcracker mug in our cabinets like
It's
year-round.
And it was like when Target has a sale after Christmas where everything's like 70% off, I had to have it. It's like $1. You can't say no. It's $1.
You know what else is $1? Signing up over at patreon.com/scarishpodcast, #January Patreon push. Come on, people, let's do this. 50 Patreons, put me in a cheerleader outfit.
Patrons.
Just saying. Patrons, Patreon, whatever. Go.
All right. So
Elizabeth Grace Wienert says, your hair looks so good, Robin.
Oh, thank you. I straightened it before this because it was like, so I had to like just kind of get the frizz down. So when we went to these places, twice had different experiences. First, I'm going to talk about when we went to our friend Molly's house, who lived in the middle of fucking nowhere. On the drive there, on this winding road surrounded by trees, it feels like you're going to run into some kind of cryptid. I can totally imagine that. But I'm imagining like the roads from where you're from, where it's just corn and a road.
You just never know when something's going to step out in front of you. We talked about this earlier today. It's one of the only times Robin's ever driven, and we were driving like 2 miles when we were back in Northwest Indiana. And as she was driving, I'm like, you know what? You should slow down. There's deer everywhere. And as I said that, 3 deer crossed the fucking road.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I was just like, wow, psychic powers. Or you just know, like, if you're driving through the woods in Northwest Indiana, there's fucking deer everywhere.
It was also like 2 or 3 in the morning.
Yeah. We were all, well, I shouldn't say we. You were sober-ish. I was drunk. And my cousin in the back seat was quite drunk. So thank you for driving us. Always have a designated driver, people.
Okay. While trying to find, yes, please drink responsibly. While trying to find out what house was hers, me and Ferris passed it and saw this huge headstone that was about 9 feet tall on the side of this huge empty plot of land. We turned around right in front of this bridge and freaked the fuck out. Ferris turns around and finds Molly's house right next to this giant empty field. When we came up to her porch, we asked her about it, and she was all nonchalant telling us about the story of the Fur's ghost. So basically, the story goes, there were these 2 farmers who lived next to each other back in 1850s. One had a beautiful daughter named Sarah that had one day went missing. Turns out the neighboring farmer had kidnapped her and locked her inside his barn to rape and torture her.
That is horrific. What the fuck?
Yeah. One day, she escaped and ran, but before she could get away, the farmer shot her and she died. It's a very fucked up story for sure. That's how...
I would 100% agree with you on that.
Yeah. But word says that if you touch the headstone and walk around it 3 times at midnight, it'll start bleeding, and she would appear to protect her father's land. What the fuck?
Yeah, this is just a weird legend.
Lots of kids come around and try to do this, so Molly and her family would sit on her porch and scream so it would scare them away, which is hilarious. Molly and her...
all those kids are going back like, we went there and we just heard screaming and we ran.
Yeah.
Like, that place is haunted as fuck.
Molly and her brother are very skeptical about ghosts and stuff. Maybe they aren't very sensitive to spirits and stuff like that, but the others have had experiences. Because we're dumb fuckers. Okay, I just want to... So we played this stupid game last night, and I don't remember what it was called. Something about a prom. Monster Prom?
Monster Prom. It's on Steam.
It
I was
was-
following it all last year. I'm so dumb, I didn't realize, 1, it was out, and 2, I apparently had bought it months ago. It's been on my computer this whole time.
We played it last night, like the 2-player version, and I tried to go after the LeVay guy, whatever his name was.
It's like a demon.
He was the demon dude.
I think his name is Damien.
Because it's like a dating sim.
I'm pretty sure his name was Damien.
Damien?
And LeVay was the chick, and that's why I thought you were going after
No,
the chick.
I thought his last name was LeVay.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's a dating sim, but
Anyway.
you're all monsters in high school, and you're trying to get a date to
He's
prom.
an asshole because at the end, when I'm like, I want to ask him to prom, he was like, oh, you're a dumb fuck.
Yep.
I was like, what the? Who wrote this game?
What's really fucked up is we're playing this game, and I wanted the hot werewolf dude, and she wanted this demon dude. And the demon dude got super into me on accident. And I'm like, cool, whatever, I can, figure this out. And the demon dude, in like a side story, went to Robin's character and was like, I'm really into your friend, Adam. And she was like, Adam's a dumb fuck. You shouldn't be into him.
I didn't
and
say
so because
that.
of that, he decided he didn't want to go to prom with me. She whatever she did, she sabotaged the fuck out of me and ruined my chance at that dude. So when she asked him out, it asked me afterwards, like, who do you want to ask out? So I asked the same guy hoping that he would turn her down and go with me. But he called both of us dumb fucks and told us to eat shit and die.
Yeah.
It's a fun, stupid game, though.
I was so mad. I was just like, this game's stupid, and
Shout
it's
out
rude.
to Skep Talk Live, who just followed us on Twitch. Thank you for joining us.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate the follow.
Yeah, no. Monster Prom makes me rage.
It's fun. There's like 1,000 different combinations of things that can happen too, and at the end it tells you how many that you've gone through. So it was a fun time. Let's get back to the story.
All right. So because we're dumb fuckers, we decided to go to the side of the road next to the headstone to ghost hunt. It was me, Ferris, Molly, Tommy, and Ollie. Me and Ollie are witches, so we are particularly in tune with spirits. Ferris has had a horrible past with spirits living in her room, so she's super scared already. Molly tells us about an old graveyard down the road. We walk over the bridge to get there, and something about the bridge wasn't comfortable. The water was so dark, it looked like a black void. It was probably about 10 o'clock when we crossed it, so nothing felt very strong. The only thing real scary about the graveyard was the Confederate flags up in front of some of the graves.
That's an
Yikes.
old graveyard.
Yeah, but there was some rocks stuck up straight to show the death of the slaves that have lived with the Furs family, and there was some divots in the ground where you can tell someone was buried. It was kind of sad to think about, but it wasn't spooky by any means. Walking back across the bridge felt even more uncomfortable as it grew nearer to 12 o'clock, which is the witching hour. I don't know, midnight and 3 a.m. are like two.
It's supposed to be between 2:30 and 3:30, but I mean, demons don't know time zones. It's 3 o'clock somewhere. Holler.
Oh my god.
I'm pretty sure that's a Jimmy Buffett song. It's 3 a.m. somewhere.
It's 5 p.m. somewhere.
No, I'm pretty sure it's called the witching
Or
hour.
is it 6 p.m. somewhere?
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah.
You're so terrible. You can't even correct my bullshit.
Okay. La la la. Okay, so no one really heard or saw anything. It wasn't until it was 12 that we started noticing shadows in the field that couldn't be bushes or trees. There were about 4. One was shifting around on the ground in a really contorted way. Ooh, no thanks. No thanks.
I imagine like it crawling out of that
Oh, the bridge where he's just like...
He comes out like a spider, like untangling himself from a web. It's just creepy shit.
Yeah. One was standing straight up in the middle of the field and was moving closer to us, just walking like it was nothing. Like the grass in the field would make you hike up your legs, but he was just walking normally. Okay, so it's like the grass is so high you want to pick up your feet to like move forward. Or not. I don't know.
I was reading chat. My bad, dog. I'm jumping ahead.
There was another two hiding out next to the trees. Me and Ollie were particularly interested in watching them, but I kept looking back towards the bridge, and I saw a white, shaggy, glowing dog walk in front of the bridge about 8 feet from us, and he walked towards the woods next to the bridge. I kept seeing figures around that part of the bridge as well. After about 1 o'clock, we all decided to leave because we didn't want to see that figure in the field get any closer to us.
No shit. That's a long time to wait to leave. That's like an hour of just watching these shadow figures.
However, we went to my haunted church, and I'll tell you guys about that one later. The horrible feeling that something was watching us didn't go away for a while.
Yeah, that'll happen if
Big
you go to a
old
place that got something super haunted in it.
A few nights later, we came back to Molly's house to go hunting ghouls again with Bailey. Because she has anxiety about being in large groups, it was me. It was just me, Ollie, Molly, Molly's brother DJ, and Bailey. So we went out to the graveyard, and it wasn't as spooky as I wanted it to be. How much spookier do you want
When
it?
things aren't as spooky as people want them to be, they do silly stuff like bring a Ouija board or try and like chant an incantation, and it's like, leave that shit alone, bro. Like, let a place not be spooky. You don't need to desecrate some place for your personal enjoyment or entertainment. It's just kind of scary to do that shit.
Yeah.
Just saying.
To be honest, it wasn't even particularly scary like last time. I thought we weren't really going to see anything until we walked back and started seeing shadows in the field again. DJ jumped over the fence to see if we were going to walk towards it, but we weren't about to trespass or, die. But we tried to shine our flashlights on it again and still couldn't see anything. And it was still walking towards us. And then there was a light I saw over on the other side of the field where the woods were. Again, it was about 1 o'clock or so when we decided to leave because DJ had school in the morning and Ollie and me wanted to take Bailey to my haunted church. Story coming soon. After being scared shitless at my old churchyard, we decided to come back to see if anything changes at Molly's ghosty neighbors. It was about 3 o'clock exactly. We wanted to see if our headlights could shine out into the field so we could see the shadows again. But we went over the bridge again, and as soon as the tires hit the end of the bridge, everything felt heavy and sad. And suddenly Bailey starts frantically crying. I got chills.
Did you?
Yeah.
You can't tell because she's wearing a really nice blazer. Looks good, by the way.
We pulled over at the end of the road and tried to calm her down. She starts saying, I'm not even sad. I don't even know why this is happening. And then she started getting angry. And Ollie told us, yeah, I feel angry as shit all of a sudden. I'm ready to fight someone.
Wow.
This
is why you don't try and make things scarier.
Yeah. I was in the back seat still feeling very sad, like I wanted to cry. There was no other way to get home unless we passed over the bridge again. So we whipped Yui and drove as fast as we could over the bridge and past the field. It still felt like someone was watching us for 4 miles. 4 miles? How long is that? 4 miles?
4 miles?
I don't know, 6 minutes?
It depends on how fast you're driving.
Okay.
It's completely dependent on how fast you're driving.
So we turned down a random road and just drove to see if we could shake it. I was still...
To shake it. It would have helped if you put Metro Station on. I think that's the name of the band who did that song.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll get corrected and yelled at. By the way, I was wrong about who Old Blue Eyes is. It's Frank Sinatra, not Dean Martin. My mom yelled at me for that. My bad, dog.
And then I mixed up Zabuza and Kisame.
You did. I can't believe you fucked that
Oh my
up.
god. Shut the fuck up.
I was like, the shark dude, right? Yep.
No.
He's named that.
Yeah, so the shark dude is Kisame. And
I like it when you kiss him, May. Yeah. I can have bad puns too, people.
And Zabuza is a completely different person, but both have giant swords. And so Kisame has a sword that's wrapped in bandages, and Zabuza has his face wrapped in bandages. So, I just got mixed up there.
There's a lot of bandages going on in Naruto, apparently.
All right. So, After being scared shitless at my old churchyard, we decided to come back to see if anything changes. We already went there.
I'm telling you, I told her I was looking at some stuff that we could possibly get for the podcast because we have so many Amazon gift cards that we've gotten this season. And I saw something that's a teleprompter. I mean, it's not crazy expensive. It would be very complicated to set up. But I was like, man, wouldn't it be nice if we could just read from looking that way? And she's like, we don't need it. It's too fancy. It is too fancy. We do not need it. But it would be really fucking cool to have because you can like manually scroll past where you're at. And I don't know. I just think it'd be super cool to have. I added it to the scariest wish list because some of you folks like to go there and purchase things like the Stream Deck. You had the Stream Deck sent to us. Shout out to Connor for sending that to us.
Thank you so much, Connor,
this makes
for the
my
Stream
life
Deck.
so much easier. So yeah, I just think teleprompter will be the way to go in the future. Eventually, hopefully we can get there, but we'll see what happens. But right now, just sign up for Patreon, people. Like that's what we're focusing on.
So, I was still in the backseat trying not to cry for a good 30 minutes until we reached the interstate. I tried to sleep in the car so I wouldn't have to sleep in my house alone for long. But when I got home, I took a 2-hour nap with my cat because I had to work at 7 a.m. Oops.
That's funny.
But yes, that is the story of Molly's fucked up spooky old farmland next to her house and her haunted bridge. And that was from Laura. Thank you so much, Laura.
Thank you for sending that in. That was really good.
Yeah.
I really like, I call it Scooby-Dooing. I've said it before on the podcast. I really like when people go out and go Scooby-Dooing because two things usually happen. Something really creepy happens or something absolutely hilarious happens, and in some cases both. And they're always just really fun stories. I'm not saying go out there and investigate anything paranormal or trespass or do any of that stupid stuff. However, if you have done that, let us know because they're always really, really entertaining. So cool. That was just really, really good. I just like the fact that it's like wasn't spooky enough for me, so I tried to make it spookier. It's like I started summoning demons, and then we got it just spooky enough. Like, don't do that stuff, people. Just go to a different place.
All right.
Let's check out some stream chat.
Yes.
And see what's going on with you folks. I'm going to switch over to the YouTube stuff. You can take the Twitch stuff.
Carly says, literally every time my sister and I left the house as teens, our mom gave us a sincere watch for deer.
It's not a joke. Like, it's straight up. Like, they're fucking everywhere. Like, that's why they have deer hunting season.
Where
like,
I grew up, we didn't have that problem. Like, there were signs that had deer on them, but I swear I never saw one my entire time.
We have seen driving so many deer. I've been in a car that's hit deer at least 5 times in my life. I remember my brother was driving home one time, and he had just hit a deer, like, 2 weeks prior. And he stopped, and there was a deer that was, like, on the side of the road, and he was just waiting, like, cross, dude, I'm not going to hit you. And the thing was just staring at the car, and the fucking deer charged the car, and it hit the quarter panel, and it ran off. It's like, you're a fucking prick, man. Like, we were trying to not hit it, and it deliberately ran into the car. I once saw a deer try and jump over a car, because when they're crossing the roads, they try and jump, and they can jump very high. And it cleared this entire car driving on a road that was like 55 mile per hour speed limit, and nothing touched this deer but the windshield, which is at an angle going probably 60 miles an hour. When it hit, it shot that deer 20 fucking feet in the air.
Did it
Just
die?
flew up in the air, and it came down, and its rack hit the ground and exploded everywhere, and it got up, and it ran away.
Poor thing.
And that car's windshield was fucking completely shattered, and it collapsed in, and it just ran away. And those people are like, what the fuck just happened?
Oh my God. No,
Me and my
thanks.
brother were driving, and like he was driving, I was sitting shotgun, and we saw something on the side of the road, and I was like, is that a fucking deer? And as soon as I said that, it tried to just jump, and we just saw it hit. And the funniest thing is when it hit, Vince, my brother, didn't slam on the brakes. It shot up in the air, and we both just leaned forward and watched it, and we're like, oh fuck, it's coming down right in front of us. So he swerved, he slammed on the brakes, and when that rack exploded, it like hit the side of the car. It was fucking insane. But deer are everywhere back home. So when like
That's
deer hunting
crazy.
season starts, people are like, why would you hunt things? And all my friends that are hunters, like, they use the entire deer. And I'm like, they hunt them because they're going to overpopulate, and it's going to be bad for literally the entire ecosystem. It's just, it's when you're from Northwest Indiana, like, it's legit. Like, deer are a problem. They're fucking everywhere.
My friend that hunts out here, because I had no idea you could hunt out in Nevada.
I didn't either.
But
I didn't think there was anything
they
out
go
here to
hunting
hunt.
out here. It's a lot. It's the stuff they eat out here isn't the same as what they eat back where you're from, so
Well,
it
yeah.
tastes completely different. But what they do is they just make summer sausage out of it. So they take it to a place and they just make summer sausage, and then you have fucking
Venison's
sausage
very
out
good
here,
if prepared properly.
So good. So freaking good. And
Kaime over on YouTube says, yes, Monster Prom.
ugh, I hate.
Anna had to leave.
that game.
Family time. Thank you for joining us, Anna.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thank you so much.
Kaime says, Monster Prom is great. The Demon Dude actually has a good story. If you get certain scenes, trust me, I've gotten maybe 3 good secret endings. God, we're going to have to play
Like
that game so
secret
much more
endings?
now. Are you doing the jerk off thing? Secret end. That's happy ending, first of all. And it's not this, it's that. I'm sure
Okay.
Monster Prom at some point has you bone zone someone, but we'll
No. Well, see, I used to play those type of games when I was younger.
see.
So
Younger, yeah, like 2 years
like
younger.
no high school, like But
shout out to Florence. Woo! My first live stream, smiley face over on YouTube. Thank you for joining us. We're glad you can make it.
Glitch says, whatever game this is, I need it. Yes, Monster Prom. I don't know how expensive it is.
I can't remember. It can't be more than $30 though.
Zwazzle says, I love these two so much because I so want to play this game now.
MemTV over on YouTube says, y'all should play Smash Ultimate on stream. Here's the thing. When we did Mario Party, super fun. I dominated, obviously. And setting it up took a little bit of time because I wanted to have a camera for me and a camera for Robin and then the actual stream on the screen. Got it set up, worked beautifully, tried to switch back to our normal stream. Nothing worked. So I've been very nervous about even unplugging anything because I didn't want anything to fail. And then yesterday happened where I haven't done anything wrong. Everything was working at 2 p.m. By 3 p.m., everything had failed. So I'm like, I was super nervous. I didn't want to set up another video game stream for us for a little while until we upgraded some of our equipment. At this point, I'm like, fuck it. Everything stopped working and there was nothing I did wrong anyways. So we might as well. So when it comes to Smash Ultimate and streaming that, it's not like Mario Party where a game takes about an hour. Matches are super quick. So we're going to have to think of like a fun format or tracking it or like put something on the line. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we're definitely going to do a Smash Bros. Stream soon.
We have to invite our friends over and play.
Yeah, we're thinking about having more than just Robin and I come over. So it's going to be fun. I saw Beast Nerd talked when we were actually reading that story. Shout out to Beast Nerd. We spent New Year's with Beast Nerd. He's super fun. It was a great time. We had a blast.
Skep Talk Live asks, is that the same monster dating game that's part of the Jackbox Party Pack? And I'm not sure. I don't think so.
I don't think so. But there's so many party packs. I think I have 3 or 4 on my Wii. Or my Wii, oh my God.
Your Switch?
On my Switch. We played that on New Year's, which is just super fun. But I don't think it's part of it. It was developed independently, and it came out June of last year, so I'm not sure which number it is. It could be, though, which would be super cool. I would say if it is, definitely get that Jackbox Party Pack.
Carly says, anyone watch/play Bandersnatch? We really want to, but we just haven't had the chance yet, because last night was a little crazy. We didn't even get out of here until, midnight?
Until out of the office until midnight. We finally got stuff working, and then we had so much other shit to do. It's been rough. Kai May over on YouTube says, no Robin, crying face. Not like that. It's just sweet endings. It's super sweet. No
could
sexy
be a sweet
time.
Ending.
It could be a sweet ending. Who knows? Usually it's salty, though. So.
Ew.
That was a good joke. I don't care if you're mad at me about that one. That was a good joke.
Okay. So Carly says what Bandersnatch is an episode of Black Mirror, but you get to choose between 2 options at random times, and it changes the story. And I really want to know how that works, because do we watch it on our Xbox and then it lets you choose, or you know what I mean, or do we have to watch it on like our computer in order for us to choose?
I'm sure we could find out just by watching it. I'm sure they've figured it out basically wherever you can watch something on Netflix. I'm sure it's whatever controller that you have to your device is like how you make decisions.
Okay. La 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 la. We gotta do that. Jamie says her favorite episode of Black Mirror is still in the first season. Did we watch the first season? I remember the first.
You watched the first season. I didn't finish it.
Okay, I just know the first episode is the Prime Minister and the pig. That's it.
Yes, I do remember that.
And then I love San Junipero, one of my favorite episodes. That one's really good. Black Mirror is just really fucked up, and
it's just like Twilight Zone and Outer Limits back in the day. Those are the shows that I grew up with that remind me of Black Mirror. Where
Gab
it's like
showed us that
episode
continuity. That was really, really, really good.
Yeah, and it has Shuri. I'm pretty sure that was Shuri from Black Panther.
Yeah, from Black Panther.
Yeah, that was a really good episode too.
Let's see.
Yeah, I'm done with my YouTube chat, so I'm just waiting for you to read some of this stuff over there on
Glitch says them Italian fingers. Did I do this while I was reading?
Probably. Your hands were fucking everywhere. I see Glitch said the hand gets closer and closer, and then Carly said she about took Adam out there. It's very true. You almost hit me. I'm pretty sure you actually clipped my microphone.
Oh, my bad.
Because you're just like blah 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 blah, and I think you might have touched it.
Sorry.
Who knows? It's okay. No big deal.
Skep Talk Live says, just wanted to compliment the sound quality. Well done. Thank you so much.
I do appreciate
we've
that.
worked very hard and have swapped like so much technology out. We constantly upgrading.
We need a pop filter for Robin's microphone. It's just very hard to find one that actually fits the goddamn thing. And honestly, if it didn't look so ghetto, I'd use a sock on the live shows. I'm probably going to start using a sock.
Just sticking it on
Just stick a sock on there. Stick a sock on it like a doorknob. For the live or for the regular recorded episodes.
Dr. Snuggles says deers are starting to get ballsy now. Glitchgrim says we have trash pandas and a possum. Does that count?
That's funny. Possums are so fucking ugly in America, dude. It's so creepy. One thing I will say, too, is that in the springtime / summer, depending on it, in Northwest Indiana, when all the birds come back, it's like there's a new generation of birds who are like fucking Maverick in Top Gun, and they're going to buzz that tower.
Wow.
And when the summer hits, when the springtime summer hits where it's warm and the birds are out, like they will cut across that fucking road and try and cut it so close to your windshield. And I have personally never hit a bird. I've come very close. I've seen them dive bomb my car and just make it past it. But like my mom, she's killed many a bird. And I have a friend who, I swear to God, he was driving to my house. Pretty sure we were ditching school that day. And he was like, I was driving to your house and there was like 3 birds in the middle of the road fucking fighting each other. And he couldn't swerve because there was a car coming. So he started to slow down. And then they started to take off and then they flew at him and he hit all of them.
Oh my God.
And I was just like, there's nothing you could do, man. Like you could have put your car in reverse and like went like ass end into someone's front end to try and avoid these birds. But like they're insane for a specific amount of time. I think until they start hearing like, did you hear Bob died? Like, what was he doing? Like, he buzzed the tower. Like, I'm not going to do that shit anymore. But there's always just a specific amount of time where birds are insane back home. And I just don't understand why.
I know my sister's taken out a turtle out here.
That's super sad.
Yeah. It's just animals are, it's hard because humans encroach all of animal territory. And it's just what comes with all this colonization.
It's very true.
Stuff. All right.
Leo Chacha over on YouTube says, are you guys still aiming for the Winchester House field trip? We are. We're anxious. We really, really want to go, which is why we want to get up to those 50 patrons. We've been kind of stagnant. We lose a couple. We gain a couple back and forth. And, like, we understand, you know, but it's January. Let's push. It's only $1. It's $1 a month. Obviously.
Get it? $1 because we're talking about deer.
I hate you so much. I mean, obviously, like, you know, there's higher tiers if you want to get more stuff. I hate how proud of yourself you are for that shit. But yeah, we're just trying to get, you know, to the 50 goal so that we can push through and finally meet up with some of you folks. We're going to have a Vegas meetup here soon, so stay posted for that. I know I keep saying it, but January is the month we're going to do it. We are going to be on vacation. I mean,
yeah, we're going on vacation next week. So we are going to do our live episode early.
On Tuesday
instead of Wednesday. And we will be gone for a while. Well, not too
just
long.
5 days. She's exaggerating, but
then we'll be back. So hopefully it won't be too bad. Jangmi says SoCal doesn't need deer. We have bad drivers. I believe it.
Very true. I've been to SoCal many times.
And then Raisin Rebel says we have snakes and scorpions out here.
God,
I hate both of those things.
I don't mind snakes as much as I hate scorpions. Will you ever do a field trip to the East Coast? We're doing one next Wednesday. We have like family stuff planned, but I mean, here's the thing. Like, I would absolutely love, and I mentioned it to Robin while we were setting up for the show, like, wouldn't it be awesome if this was our job?
God.
Like, if this was our career, like, we could just wake up, stream, we could stream all the time. And she's like, yeah, it really would be. If that was the case, I would love to travel all over the fucking place, do live shows. But realistically right now, like, this isn't a career. This is a passionate hobby that we have, or passion project, if you will. Because it's like, this does not pay the bills. You know what I mean? Like, this is just like, you guys are very helpful.
Fun,
and you guys do donate, and we appreciate that. But we channel all that back into the show. And everything else for our day-to-day lives is handled by whatever money we can scrape together doing normal people stuff.
Yeah.
If we can transition more towards that, then abso-fucking-lutely, I would love to do it. So,
welcome, Chessie Cat, for joining us on the stream. Valley Grills says some groups of crows will purposefully murder another for stealing or encroaching on territory.
That's interesting.
And my sister doesn't make herself sound better by saying it was a rabbit, not a turtle.
Wow.
That's even worse.
That must be why groups of crows are called murders of crows. So.
Holy shit.
It makes sense now.
Shut up.
That's what they're called. You didn't know that?
I know that's what they're called, but it's like, oh my God, put 2 and 2 together. That's crazy.
2 + 2 is 4.
Okay. Is it your turn or my turn?
I believe it's my turn. I think you were the one that was just reading.
Sweet.
So let me go ahead and get me email up and do a nice fun transition for you folks, and then we'll get you my last one of the show. And then I think she still has one to go.
Yep.
So I'm going to move into my last one of this episode, and this subject is school scares, free to share. I'm sorry, it's long. That's okay. Thank you for the rhyming. And it starts out like this. Hiya, Robin and Adam.
Hiya.
Hello. Smiley face. Smiley face back at you. It's your girl Kate again, just giving you a heads up because I know you'd been concerned with email silence. I'm not dead. So many of you guys write us stuff where you're like, this creepy shit's happening right now. I don't know what's going to turn out. And then we don't hear from you. So glad to know that you're not dead. Since my last homegrown horror email, my nightly janitorial job or rude ghosts haven't killed me yet. It's very good to know. However, I've got some other spoops for the Spooptober season, even though it's January now.
Yeah, we're starting to get into Halloween emails.
Yes. In parentheses, though I know with the flood of stories and etc. that it'll be past then, but who cares? If it's December when this is getting read, then happy holidays and happy New Year, I guess.
I love this
Smiley
email
face.
already.
Son of a bitch, we even missed the happy New Year. This will be another long one consisting of a few small stories, which you are more than welcome to share on the pod. So for a little more context than I gave before, I live in Wisconsin, more specifically the hometown of the Packers. So they live in Green Bay, and in parentheses, sorry, Adam. It's okay. Sorry to you.
One of our closest friends is a Packers fan.
It's true. It's very true. And I'm not going to gloat. I'm just saying you guys didn't have a great season, which you were used to, and the Bears had a fairly good season. So I'm very, very happy about that. So I'm going to keep going, though. Besides football, there isn't too much going on around here, but there are some urban legends regarding the high school I attended that students would pass around. I hope they're still.
Oh my God.
That probably tastes like cat mouth because that cat was all up in that shit before the
fine. The only problem is it was sitting next to the vent on your computer.
So it's warm.
So it's really hot water.
It also could be from cat saliva or cat mouth because she was just burying her face in that. So let me go ahead and get back to this.
Oh, BT Dubs, I bought new lipstick for Christmas for myself. I bought new Estee Lauder lipstick, and I think that's my favorite one I've ever bought so far because
it's
not on this glass.
It's good to know.
So if you guys want good, long-lasting lipstick, go do that.
Good product placement. They're not sponsoring us or anything, but hey,
hey,
shout out to them. So there are some urban legends regarding the high school I attended that students would pass around. I hope they're still being spread by the students, but sadly, I won't ever know. The first story consists of the legend of, quote, the girl in the balcony. So my old high school has a rather gorgeous auditorium if I can toot my own horn. Toot away.
Toot toot.
To put into perspective, the walls and balcony section and stage is modeled like a tiny opera house from what I remember. It even has covered up holes in the walls for private viewing boxes. That's super cool. The seats on the bottom level are more modern, basic show seating. The legend goes that a young girl fell from the upper balcony and broke her neck when she hit the chairs below, obviously killing her.
Oh my gosh.
That's super sad. People claim that they see her wandering around the auditorium, front/back stage, and band pit. I personally have never seen her, even though I was in pit band for the theater group, but I know some other members have claimed to see something sitting in the upper seats.
Oh,
a little girl with brown hair and a frilled pale yellow or white dress, of course it is, who disappears once you try to look at her a second time.
No. Big no.
Big fucking no. My brother even claimed to have seen her when he was bringing some boxes in from the music room to the auditorium, though he claims to have seen her in the seats on the bottom level about 50 to 70 feet from him. Let's just say that he freaked out and ran out of there, considering he was completely alone at the time.
Yeah.
I would too, man.
I can't even imagine having to work by myself and seeing something like that, and you have no one to talk to, or no one's going to save you.
Nope, the fuck out. I'd just be like, you know what? I'll tell people what I almost had happen to me and that I almost died, but I'm not going to fucking die. I have a friend who, we had something happen in our high school as well. He was super into theater, and he had something very, very creepy happen to him. I don't remember the story right now. It escapes me, but I'm going to have to reach out to him. So, Lucas, if you're listening to this, totally hit me up and remind me of that story because I'm going to share it on the pod.
All right.
So, the second story is that there's a ghost man that hangs around the outside of the school and always seems to be lost. He looks rather shambly, so lots of people assume that he's just a creepy homeless man who lurks close, but closer to the road. One day, when I was heading home for the night after some pit band practice, I took the front entrance because I needed to wait for my mom to pick me up. Everyone else could drive and park next to the band's door on the other side of the building. In parentheses, there's a door in the band room that goes directly outside to the parking lot. That's how it was in my high school, too.
Okay.
I'm totally picturing my high school for this, the entire thing, just a nicer auditorium. As I waited close to the doors and visibly in the school's light to be safe, the scraggly man just appeared without a sound and politely asked where Cherry Street was. At the time, I had no idea, but I believed it was up the road and over the city's bridge. I took out my phone as he thanked me because I got a text from my mom saying she was almost there. I looked up not 2 seconds later and he was gone. No sounds or a trace of movement. There was nowhere to hide, so there was no way he could have run without me seeing him. I have never seen him after that. I do hope that whatever the man was looking for was found, and that if he is a spirit, that he was able to finally be at peace. Otherwise, I was no help to a sad homeless man. Aw, because they didn't know where this actual street was. Lastly, my high school was a bit nuts when it came to its layout. Being one of the earliest schools built, it needed some renovations in its long lifetime. There are technically two halves of it, called the old and the new sides. It's very obvious when you walk through the halls. The startling difference is in its design when you pass the threshold of the two halves. I can totally just picture, like, one wing is your old high school, and as you're walking through, all of a sudden everything is completely different when you get to the addition. Like, even I see the floor tiles, like, being an actual line, like the old-ass floor tiles that are worn, and then wherever the addition starts, they're brand new floor tiles. You know what I mean? So it's like you're crossing into another universe. So I'll keep going with the email.
Nightmare high school versus regular high school.
Sounds like Monster Prom to me.
Silent Hill.
Wow.
No.
Maybe. I don't know. But that's not like half and half, though. It's like an upside down type situation.
Yeah, like Stranger Things.
Exactly. Which the trailer came out for season 3.
It looks cute.
You watched it in the back seat while I was driving, and I was just like, I can hear it. And she's like, oh, shit. Oh, snap. And I was like, cool. Sounds like a fun trailer, bro. I sent it to her on Facebook, like, we can watch this together, and I don't want to forget to bring it up. And then she checked her messages when we were driving to a restaurant, and she watched it. I was like, motherfucker.
This happens when you send it to me, man.
My bad, dog. My bad. All right, I'll keep going. So it's very obvious when you walk through the halls. The startling is the design. I already read that. The old half ends with the auditorium complete with ticket booth outside of its doors.
Whoa.
And the new half then starts with the cafeteria.
That's a fancy high school.
That's fancy as fuck. The new half's addition to the building caused some really weird changes that continue to throw off the incoming freshmen and some sophomores still. Staircases lead to dead ends.
No,
what the fuck?
Don't.
Who would do that? Like the bricked up private auditorium seats as well as some main staircases. You can only get to the 3rd floor by 2 staircases. I don't know why you would create a maze with some bricked off walls. This sounds like a fucking social experiment. Someone did this shit on purpose, and they're monitoring you guys to see how often you fuck that up.
Like, I'm sorry, but that architect, get the fuck out.
Right?
No, get out.
And permanently locked doors. You leave the doors, you just leave them locked. But there is one thing that has remained unchanged in its whole history: an underground passageway. In all caps, I shit you not. But you didn't see that coming. LOL.
It's like Disneyland. They got underground passages
to get the celebrities in and out so people don't bother them.
I mean,
they do that.
That's how you get the characters around, but
that too. But they do use the tunnels for celebrities so they can go between rides.
It's cool.
So getting back to the email, the building has 2 gyms, old and new. Go figure. And in the old gym, there are doors that can only be opened by a select few staff members. Don't know why this just reminded me of this. We had senior pranks every year, and the year before I graduated, we didn't think the seniors did anything because there was nothing elaborate. No one heard about anything. And I remember when I was a freshman, someone spray painted the school, which is just stupid because it's like, it's your school.
Yeah.
And you're just costing the school money.
Spray paint the rival school.
Yeah. Don't do that either. But it's just, it looks trashy. And then my sophomore year, I can't remember what it was. It was something lame. My junior year, the seniors didn't do anything. And we came to school, and then one of our teachers told us, like, they actually did do something. They put liquid weld in all the locks in the entire school, and it cost us like $60,000 to replace all the locks.
Man.
It was insane. They ruined like everything, and they figured out who it was because there was only one person that could have gotten the janitor's keys. And so that person wound up getting fucking sued by the school because they were 18 and they were an adult at that point.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking about when I'm reading this email. Okay, let me get back to this. There are these doors that can only be opened by a few staff members. However, we begged the gym teacher who did have access to let us get some equipment that they keep in the door's opening, which is the pathway to get to the tunnels.
Get to the chopper.
I hate you. After several attempts, with their permission and the key to a few trusted students, they got access. It wasn't in the class, but I thought it was all bullshit, to be frank. Who would believe such a thing? Well, my classmates had thought ahead and took a video of them opening the doors and going inside. The clip spread like wildfire to all the students. The inside is as you'd imagine. It's got some storage in the larger opening section, as well as the dark tunnel that goes into the darkness. This sounds like a fucked up high school.
That's where you perform all the cult rituals.
Yes, down there is where all the sacrifices are made. To Cthulhu, probably.
Now I'm just thinking about like Bible
Cabin.
Black.
Oh, I'm thinking about Cabin in the Woods.
Have you ever watched Bible Black?
Nope.
All right.
Cool. Don't tell us what it is. Thank you.
You don't want to know what it is.
You keep your secrets. Tell me. I want to know right now. What is it? You have to tell me now.
Oh, it's a hentai.
Oh, shocker. God. There was some, so there's tentacles down in this thing. Is
No,
what
there
I'm
are
saying.
no. Oh well, no. Hold on.
Oh my God.
I
I'm
don't
going to keep
know.
going.
Okay.
There was some lighting, but not much on the inside. We were told that the tunnels also connect to the boiler room, so Freddy Krueger could fucking get you, apparently. So this is the way the maintenance guy has to take to fix it. I feel bad for that guy. He must feel like he's walking into a horror flick. With such a winding path and dim lights, our class set up a petition to have our senior overnight thing be in the tunnels. Wow. We didn't have a senior overnight thing.
I did not. Well, no, I wasn't allowed to go. We did have one. I didn't go.
We didn't have one at my school. The petition, we had ditch days, which I coordinated very frequently because
We
were
also
allowed.
had that.
We were allowed 10 absences when I was still in high school. I went to Boone Grove High School. We could have 10 absences. At 10, you had attendance failure, and every year I would monitor my absences very carefully so I would get 9.5. And I had one of my teachers one time give me a slip, and I was at 9. And she said she was handing us slips so that we would know how close we were. And on my slip, she said that I had 6 absences. And it said like it was for the entire year for all classes. She didn't pay much attention to what she wrote. I had 7 different classes, you know. But she basically gave me this thing that said, you only have 6. If you sign this, you're acknowledging that you have exactly 6. So I signed it, and I'm like, loophole, bitch. So I took 3 more days off. I was at 12. I got called down to the office with 2 weeks left of my senior year. And my vice principal was like, you know you're at attendance failure, right? And I was like, I did not know that. He's like, well, you have 11 days. I was like, are you counting yesterday? Because I wasn't here yesterday either. And he had this look on his face like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Like, you're not going to graduate. And I was like, oh, actually, Miss So-and-so gave me this slip telling me I had 6, so I thought I had 3 more days. And he just stared at me. He's like, so you were purposely trying to max out your days? I'm like, goddamn right I was. Like, why wouldn't I? Like, they're my days. Why wouldn't I take them? And so he had to go down, find this slip. He brought it back. It was this huge ordeal. They had this conversation with the actual principal, not the VP principal. And they were just like, okay, here's the deal. She made a mistake, but because you thought you only had 6 days, we're going to make it slide. So you'll still be able to graduate, but you can't miss any more days.
Did you miss any more days?
No, because I was like, I really want to graduate. I don't want to fucking come back here. But the entire time, just had this hate pouring out of their face like they hated me so goddamn much. But I was like, loophole, bitch, sorry. So, okay, let me get back to your email. I'm sorry about taking over with my story. I don't know why that reminded me of it. But we didn't have any like senior overnight thing.
We had one senior ditch day at my high school in Hawaii. I wasn't a senior. We had that there in Hawaii where everyone would go to the beach. It was like school sanctioned. Everyone would go to the beach. And I think in Texas...
school sanctioned ditch day at the beach is the most Hawaii thing I've ever heard in my life.
In Texas, where I did graduate from, we just had like a senior trip that we went on. And so we went to, what is that place called with all the horses? Medieval Times.
Oh, yeah. We went to Medieval Times, too.
So we went to Medieval Times for our senior trip. And so they had all the high schools.
I have a lot of high school stories that are all coming back to me. I never think about high school anymore, so I always forget about it.
Yeah, that was 10 years ago.
We went to Medieval Times.
More than 10 years ago. Oh, my gosh. It was more than 10 years ago.
It's 15 for me at this point.
Ugh.
And wherever they sat, our school was right next to, like, the platform that the king sits on. So when the show opens, it's like, welcome to Medieval Times, blah, blah, blah. King so-and-so welcomes you. And then they put the spotlight on him. And everyone turns, and he was waving to everyone. And I stood up on my chair because I was like right next to it, and I was like waving at everyone, like hello. And someone's like, "Sit the fuck down." I'm pretty sure it was one of my teachers. They were just so sick of my shit. So all right, I have to get back to this email. Sorry about that. Okay, they have these tunnels. They have been discovered. There's a petition circling because they want to have the senior overnight in the tunnels. Now I'm getting back to it.
Why would you do that?
The petition was never even touched by the staff, who firmly stopped any hope of that happening. I remember some students trying to sneak in during their PE, but were swiftly apprehended. LOL. I would never have participated in that overnight stay in the tunnels, even if it was allowed. Who knows what creepy shit would have been down there. Anywho, I'm very, very sorry that this was such a long email. It's totally okay.
Yeah.
Sorry that we had all those tangents.
I think what makes these episodes forever is that our tangents
People tell us they like our tangents and to keep doing them, so we just let them fly, but we try and rein it in every now and then. I hope you all enjoy this as much as I did reminiscing on it. I love you too, and your pod is absolutely so much fun to listen to. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Even though it gives me the creeps sometimes when I'm on my night shift, I won't stop. Keep doing what you do and keep on creeping on, guys. Kate, the night janitor.
Thank you so much, Kate.
That was really good. And I think it's cool that you enjoyed reminiscing because you definitely took me down memory lane while I was reading that as well. So it was a super fun email. Thank you so much for sending it. Any of you guys that are remembering shit as we go through these stories, you should absolutely write them down and send them to us because they're so much fun to share, and we definitely appreciate all of it. So that was super fun, and I really, really had a good time reading it.
About that high school, Walzo says, wait, is this Sunnydale?
That's hilarious. I thought, I was like, this sounds like a fucking hellmouth, but apparently it's in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
I am part of the Buffy the Vampire Slayer Facebook group, and it's just so funny how many memes people post in there because I crack up at how creative people are. Oh, Jesse M072, woo woo, twinsies.
03's Wazzles, hell yeah. This is what we did for our senior class.
That's horrible.
Why? Because it says butthole. Butthole. I mean, now it's white power.
Yeah.
Thank you, white supremacists, for stealing 03. Fuck you guys. So annoyed.
Our theme, I think, for our prom was 007 because we were 07.
07. Yeah, I can see that.
Um,
My brother, of course, was class of 2000. Fuck that dude. Like, his was just like the perfect number. Like, class of 2000, the millennial class, the turn of the millennium.
My sister's 2002.
So annoying. I was so goddamn jealous. But yeah, I was 03. He was 2000. And now this year is class of 19. So, and then for the next 10 years after this,
it's class of 19.
it's going to be the roaring 20s again. And I'm super excited. I hope everyone starts dressing like they used to dress in the 20s. I will wear 3-piece suits and hats fucking everywhere.
If I could afford it, I would.
Yeah.
I would totally wear vintage dresses, but I can't.
When people are like, why don't people dress like this anymore? You know why? Because it's several $100s an outfit.
Yeah.
That's why, Carol. Well, shut your mouth. Make clothes cheaper and pay us more, and then we'll dress like that.
What is that website that people always shop at? Thread something. I don't know. It's a vintage shop online that every I don't know, expensive hipster kid wears. And I can't afford it because each dress is $130. I'm like, how
Jesus.
do you even how do people afford it? Yeah, I can't.
I have a student loan that's gonna keep me in debt for so goddamn long. That, you know what? That's the scariest thing.
ModCloth, thank you, Valley Grills. You're awesome.
The scariest thing is the bullshit I was raised with, where you have to go to college to get a good job, and everyone shit all over the trades except for one fucking teacher in my life. And then you go to college, you get this massive amount of debt. If you graduate, you finally fucking graduate, and they tell you don't have enough experience and you can't do anything. So if you're one of the lucky people to get an internship, then you're okay. But if you're like everyone else, then you're just fucked. And you start out your life with this avalanche of debt, and people are like, why aren't millennials buying houses? Because fuck you. That's why. It makes me so damn mad that we were convinced that this life was waiting for us by people who had no idea what the fuck they were talking about.
Oh my God.
And all they wanted to do was sell us this lifestyle so that we could be buried in debt when we started. It's absurd, and I hate them for it.
Oh my God. Okay.
Let's get to this goddamn YouTube chat before I lose my mind and burn this house down, which I will never do.
I really want to go to a Gatsby party. I think that'd be sick.
That would be cool.
I kind of want to go vintage shopping. What is it called when you go to...
Being poor?
No. Go like thrift shopping. Thrifting. Is that what people call it now?
I never called it anything. I just called it like going to the thrift store.
Yeah, I totally want to do that because a lot of my friends do find cute clothes at the thrift store.
The last time I went there was a guy singing and dancing around, and like... it was just ridiculous. And that dude was Macklemore. And I was like, this is a music video. If you look in the back, you'll see me. Not true.
I totally want to go to a vintage shop and find cute vintage clothes. I don't want to get something someone died in.
I found a coat for like $3, and it was just like this Huggy Bear style coat. If you don't know who that is, Google it. He's from Starsky and Hutch. And I took it home, and I was wearing it, and I thought my parents are going to be like, what the hell you have on? And my dad saw it. He's like, I used to wear a coat exactly like that when I was your age. I was like, it smells like it's the exact same coat.
Oh my God.
It was so fucking gross.
Yeah, I totally want to do that. I think that'd be really cute. But then I'd have to learn how to do my hair, and I have no idea how to do my hair.
You've been doing pretty well lately, lady.
Oh, thanks.
You've been looking really good.
I was looking at our old first live streams that we used to do, and my hair was so short. It was so short. I can't believe how short my hair was.
I was looking at some of the earlier live streams because I don't know why I couldn't like get into the look that I have with my hair today. And like I go back and forth between a faux hawk and then the side part. And I was like, I need a new fucking hairstyle, man, because I don't want to go back to that. And I'm getting sick of this. So fun. Let's just talk about ourselves more. Butter and Butt over in YouTube says, what kind of school has an underground passage? No shit, right? Like, that is some straight up Freddy Krueger shit. Kai May says, don't know, but when I was younger, my middle school had a basement level cafeteria that's down a dark ass hallway and a bathroom on the side.
That's weird.
I was always scared going there to eat. I would be too. That's fucking super creepy. So good stuff. Kai May says, there were rumors that some girl was killed and could make the sink turn from water to blood. I was from a Catholic school. I hadn't thought about it till now.
What?
That's super creepy.
That is so creepy.
Leo Chacha says, my friends would play the Ouija in the quad at my Catholic high school. Wow. Just so many people that would do stupid I mean, I used to play with the Ouija board when I was younger until me and my friend had a really creepy night. And then we just stopped playing with the Ouija board because we're like, yeah, I'm not getting dragged to hell.
Yeah, I don't know.
Leo Chacha says, Adam, tell us how you really feel. I'm sorry. I think it sucks that people criticize our current generation for stepping into the giant shit show that's waiting for them. And then when we step into it, we're like, how are we going to fix this mess? They're like, oh, millennials complaining again. Like, just put out the fire that we started. It's like, fuck you, baby boomers. Thanks a bunch.
All right. So we've got to the bottom of the chat.
I've got to the bottom of the YouTube chat. Apparently you got to the bottom of the thrift store. Of the Twitch chat. God damn it.
Okay. No. All right. So moving on to our next email
our
and final email
of the show.
Of the night. So, wow. Of
it's
the day.
It's daytime right now.
Holy shit. It's only 4:30, guys. You've been here for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hello, spooky friends. I'm still catching up on... Oh, hello, by the way. Still catching up on old episodes.
This is just a horrible intro for this one.
Just finished Storytime 3. This reminded me of a not-so-fun, creepy/odd experience. Warning, this does not have a happy ending.
Uh-oh. Let's strap in then.
Oh, why am I reading this one? It doesn't have a happy ending. Okay.
Legit, like, I always pick 3 emails, and I do a short, a medium, and a long. I don't look at any of the information on them, and I pick 3 for me. I pick 3 for Robin, and I accidentally forwarded her the 3 I was supposed to read, so this one was supposed to be me. So it'll be really fun to listen to Robin squeal and freak out while she reads this.
Or cry. When I was in high school, I had a job in the town a 20-minute drive from my house. I had my license only a few months before this experience. In general, I was comfortable as a driver even though I was fairly new to it. One night, I had a nightmare, and I remember the feeling of panic, pain, fear, and cold. I remember crying. I remember feeling scared of dying and being alone, and when I woke up, I was crying and still felt panic and scared. But I couldn't remember what I saw, what I did, or however. I know I was absolutely terrified of a car accident.
It's really bad when you wake up from a dream you can't remember, but you're still emotionally affected by it. Like, I think we've talked about that before, where we have, like, dreams that you wake up from and, like, you're still scared or angry or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But it would really suck to wake up and have those emotions and be like, I can't remember why, but I'm super freaked out right now.
I asked my friends for rides to and from school and work. I had a friend who worked with me. So for a week, and during that week, okay. I asked my friends for rides to and from school and work for a week, and during that week, remained terrified and continued having those nightmares. Finally, I had to drive myself. My shift didn't line up with my friend, and no one else could take me. I drove, and the entire time I was shaking with white knuckles. I had never been so excited to get to work. My ride home was also filled with panic. That night, though, not long before I went to bed, I had a sudden flare of complete panic, my heart racing. I was sweating and I couldn't breathe. It didn't last long, just a minute or two, but then it suddenly stopped. I felt no panic, no fear, and that night, no nightmares. The next day, still no fear. I drove myself to work as though the past week had not happened. It was so strange how instantly fine I was.
Just a quick pop-in to remind you this isn't going to end well,
Yeah.
so I'm wondering where the turn's going to be.
Someone died. I already fucking know it. I can't. Ugh! While I was at work, I got 2 calls back to back from a friend. She knew I was working, and it was strange for her to call, so I went into the storage room and answered. After she finished talking and hung up, I had realized that at some point I'd fallen to my knees. Now I sat in complete shock as I absorbed the information she had shared. 2 of our friends had gone for a drive to a popular spot at the top of a hill. On the way back down, the brakes had gone out. They had flown into the trees along the hill far from the actual road. One friend was thrown from the car. The other was trapped inside. The friend who had been thrown was forced to drag herself up the hill with
Holy
broken
shit.
bones to try to get to the road and hopefully find help. She spent hours doing this. Oh, what the hell, dude? Oh, and this is no happy ending. There's no happy ending. This is like
Maybe this person has a happy ending, but the non-happy ending is for the person that was
someone
ejected.
did come by and both were rushed to the hospital. The friend who was trapped in the car went into a coma and within a couple of days passed. The one who had been thrown survived with severe injuries and was in a wheelchair for months. I learned later that the rough estimate of the time of the actual accident was the same time that I had that sudden panic attack before all the fear and nightmares went away. This was a horrible tragedy for my friends, and though I understand rationally there was nothing I could do, I was filled with a deep sense of guilt for years after. Thank you for reading, Christina.
Thank you for sending that in, because that's some real shit that you just sent us. And I know you already know this, but just as a reminder, like, it absolutely was not your fault. And for other people that have those sort of premonitions and things like that, there's really nothing you can do. Like, even if you somehow were able to remember everything and go to those people and tell them, like, whatever you do, don't do this. I really feel like no matter what you try and do, it's still going to happen. It's like the idea of, like, time travel. Like, you can go back in time as many times as you want to try and change something, but every time you try and, like, deviate what was going to happen, it's going to happen anyways, just under a different context. Like, I deeply fucking believe that. Like, when I think about things like this, like, some things are just going to happen no matter what you do. So you can't feel guilty like that, because there's so many things, like, I can think of, like, from my own life. Like, I've mentioned before that my brother has issues. My brother's a paranoid schizophrenic. It's exacerbated because he has brain damage from a motorcycle accident. And, like, I think about that all the time whenever I think about my brother and what he's going through. Because I'm like, if I would have given him a ride instead of him going on his motorcycle, he wouldn't have gotten into an accident and he might still be fairly okay, you know? So I'm just like, I'm okay. I won't blame myself for that, because I know, like, I could have done something different, but, like, there's no way to know.
Yeah.
Like, maybe if I would have been driving him, like, we would have gotten into a car accident and we would have been hit on the passenger side, you know? There's always something that could happen that's going to change things forever, and sometimes there's just absolutely nothing you can do. And I think it's easier for people to feel guilt that they didn't do something when they could have or should have than to admit that sometimes you're absolutely 100% powerless to keep horrible things like that from happening.
Yeah.
But it is absolutely not your fault, and it does suck. So thank you so much for sending that in, because that's rough. Yeah. That's a rough thing to go through. I remember I was in high school, maybe even college. No, it was absolutely high school. It was my senior year. And I was in my office, which was my mom's office. And, like, we had one road that we lived in front of, and then, like, about a mile away, that road intersected with another road. So it's like that cross pattern that you would see. So that other road that it intersected with, like, you could kind of see off in the distance. And I just saw, like, one cop show up, and then several cops, and then a fire truck. And I was like, there was a car accident over there. And this was probably in December, maybe January, because it was snowy and icy out.
Oh, you're talking about John?
And as soon as I saw that, thank you for ruining the story.
Sorry.
And as soon as I saw that, I was just like, something's very wrong. Like, that is someone I know. And I know that is someone I know, and I need to get down there right away. And I drove down there, and the cops had blocked off the intersection, so you couldn't go down there. And I went home, and I grabbed my dad's camera, because it had like a 50-time zoom. And I went back there, and the cop was super annoyed, but I got out of my car, and I was zooming in with the camera to try and see what car it was. And I kept asking him, like, can you tell me what car that was? Like, I think that's my friend. And he didn't tell me anything. And I went home, and I tried to calm down. I'm like, everything's cool. Like, it's just a feeling you got. You're crazy. And then, like, 20 minutes later, my friend's girlfriend showed up, and she had blood on her face, and it was his blood because he had reached through the car because he was trapped inside it. And, like, told, like, everything's okay, babe. But he had cut his hand, and, like, his hand was bleeding, so he's, like, petting her face, like, putting blood all over her.
Oh, my God.
And she was freaked the fuck out, and she's like, we have to go to the hospital right now. And I was like, I knew it. Like, I fucking knew it. And as another side note, I've mentioned before that I almost drowned when I was a kid, and my cousin pulled me out and saved my life, and he later became an EMT. My cousin's the one who cut John out of that car.
What?
100% true. He got the jaws of life, and he cut my friend out. Yeah.
Wow.
Shout out to Ryan, saving lives. That's just what the fucking guy does. And it's
That's
100% true. It's so
crazy.
crazy to think about those things and how they all, like, match up. My friend wound up being 100% okay. He had to have, like, his tendons reattached in his hand because he couldn't lift his fingers for a little while. And it did not overlap with his baseball season. He also hurt his ankle, and they had to wrap his ankle for his entire baseball season too.
Wow.
But yeah, that was fucking crazy. I totally thought about that listening to this story. So, and I think everyone has an experience like that. We just had a feeling something was wrong, and you wound up being right, and you almost feel guilty for it, or like you feel guilty for not believing yourself. So, crazy shit like that does happen.
Yeah, that's Wazzle's story from the chat.
Thank you
chat.
for sending those, Wazzles. You're the shit. We appreciate you so much. let's look over into stream chat, see what you guys had to say. And even though we've been running really long, this is a really long episode, because you guys have been so interactive, we're still going to do marbles. I mean, we have to do marbles to end the stream. We can't not do it. So let me go into YouTube and see. The chatter in Twitch has been overtaking YouTube this episode, which is not always the case, but it has been lately. Nathan C. just resubscribed for his 5th month in a row on Twitch.
Thank you so much.
Quick reminder to everyone that is watching on Twitch, if you have Amazon Prime, you have a free Twitch subscription. There's a lot of R's and W's in that, and I didn't want to mess them up. You have a free Twitch subscription. So
did you do that on purpose?
Yes,
okay.
Obviously.
Yeah, so if you have Amazon Prime, you get Twitch Prime for free. And with Twitch Prime, you get a subscription to any streamer you want. So if you want to send us that free subscription you got, that would be great.
Shout out to Abe's Monster, who just followed us on Twitch. We appreciate you following us. I don't know if you're new to the show, but if you are, this is a podcast that releases twice a week. So check us out, Scary-ish. We're on everything that you can download, and a lot of people find us through Spotify. And check it out. If not, thank you for joining us for your first live show, or maybe you've been here before and this is just the first time you followed. We love you, whatever you're doing, whatever the case is.
Okay.
Thank you for joining us.
All right, you can start getting up that marble stoof.
I will read the stream stuff from YouTube. There's only 3 things. Kaime says, yeah, one of my friends saw eyes in the mirror in the girls' changing room.
Big ol' nope.
Fuck that. And when I mentioned that we've been on here for 2 hours already, Leo Chacha said, it's not long enough with exclamation points.
That's so nice.
I don't know how you guys stand us. I have shows that I watch that I love, and I hate it when they end, and I can't believe we created something that have people that are like, keep going, like we enjoy this.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you guys so much.
I just love the conversation.
You check Twitch, and I will get marbles on stream up. Fingers crossed it doesn't cancel the entire stream or make my computer set on fire, because it's the one thing I didn't test before we went live.
Nathan C said, just made the stream, just woke up, was playing games super late last night. Hope everyone's doing well, haven't been here in a while. Welcome to the stream. I was also playing Fallout 76 till like, what, 2?
2:30. I played Battlefield 5 until 2. I gotta say, like, I don't have my gaming podcast anymore, which sucks, but man, do I fucking love Battlefield 5. Like, every decision that they've made in that game to try and make it better, I think they've 100% nailed, because it is so much fun.
Hoder says, my first time in the stream. I'm always late, lol. Aw, Jamie says, everyone's like, well, no, it's just Jamie and Braden, but they're doing like exclamation point vote and then random things. You guys are hilarious. So hilarious. Raisin Rebel says, Spotify's really the GOAT, the GOAT, greatest of all time. I think Spotify is pretty amazeballs. I wish I didn't have to pay for Spotify Premium, but
Spotify Premium during the month of December, I know I told you some of you guys about it. Spotify Premium was $3 for 3 months, and I signed up for that shit as fast as I possibly could.
Nice. In a second, Hoder, we're gonna have marbles on stream, and you get to vote for what map you want your marble to go down.
It's basically something where if you're watching on twitch.tv/scarishpodcast, which anyone on YouTube who would like to participate, I suggest switching over. You can just type in exclamation point vote and then a number for the track, and we'll all pick a track together. It'll show us this big winding track, which looks like a maze that you'd put a mouse through if you were really cruel.
Yeah.
And then you just decide to join in by typing exclamation point play in the chat, and you get a marble, and we all get to race. And at the end, we'll send out just stickers to whoever wins, and you just reach out to us, let us know where to send it.
Yeah.
And we're going to switch over to that part of the show. Right, meow.
Thank you so much to Aves Monster. Avis Monster?
AVES.
Yeah. For joining us for the first time on the live show.
I just did the shout out for them.
Yeah, they just commented.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Cool. Love you, Aves Monster.
I know what I'm doing. God. So exclamation point vote and space your number that you want.
Yeah, and they all have weird names. So I can't remember what the one was that we raced last week, but it was horrible. It took 5 minutes to get through that track. Oh shit, Joe is here. Love you too, Ho. Thank you for joining us, man.
Did you call him Ho?
He said love you, Ho.
Oh.
So I said love you, Ho back.
Hey.
Everyone's voting right now on what map they want to race. I'm going to join in as well. I need to grab my phone so that I can go from my personal account and pick a track here. Right now, Devil's Chaos has the most votes, and we'll let you guys vote for a little while before we move forward on it.
Oh my god, the snark says, hey, hooker.
That's hilarious.
What the fuck? Aw. Is it really? Jangmi says Dr. Snuggles is actually my dad. Shut up. There's no way. Really? That's so cool.
That is so cool.
I don't know. I think that's cute.
I agree. Like, I don't know why you keep looking at me like I'm not on board with you. Like, I think it's cute. I think it's cute too.
Ba, ba, ba. And make sure you're doing !vote space and then the number. Just to make sure that it gets your vote counts. Devil's Chaos is winning though. So
Hodor said he's everybody's dad now. It's
Aw.
hilarious. Stream Dad. Hey Stream Dad, how you doing?
So we have Stream Mom and now we have Stream Dad. What up?
Interesting.
That's kind of cute.
It is, indeed. So let's give it about 30 more seconds for you folks to vote on what track you want to race. We have 14 votes in for tracks, which is fantastic. I'm hoping that we have 20 marbles in here, but we'll see how that goes. But
Okay.
keep voting, and we'll give you guys a little bit more time before we pick Devil's Chaos, because it looks like that's going to be the one.
Yeah, because that has 4 compared to everything else. So.
This is true, but there's 14 votes in there, so anything with 2 or 3
There's a
is
lot
still
of
very
singles.
close.
Look at that.
There is a lot of singles.
One.
Who would have known it's the best place to pick up singles in your area? Marbles on Stream. Just saying. Like, every time I'm on some website, it always tries to tell me, like, this is the best place for singles. I'm like, I get it, Pornhub. You think I'm lonely.
Oh my god! Shut up.
I was doing research to find out if it's true that they plow.
I thought that's why your
plow
computer got
driveways and
messed up
stuff.
yesterday.
No, I don't do anything like that on this computer. All right, we're going with Devil's Chaos. Thank you for telling us that you blamed my porn habits. If anything, if porn habits made a computer breakdown, all of your electronical devices would burst into flames. So,
Just my phone.
wow, holy shit. So right now, type !play if you would like to get a marble to race.
All right. Oh, hey. !play. Boom.
And as you can see, all these marbles are popping up, and I'm going to go ahead and get the player list up there. So if you're wondering, did it get me? You can see whether or not it did. And we have 14 people in so far. We're going to give you guys more time to join in. Anyone that wants to switch over from YouTube and get a marble, please do so, because it's really fun. It's really, really fun, and we hope that you guys win and Robin doesn't. I think that's what we're all hoping for every time we do this, to finish the stream out. And anyone who's ever been, like, anyone who this is the first stream for, we do this every single week.
Yeah, every week.
It's a fun way to end it. So it's
And I get
it's good
new
stuff.
stuff in periodically. So I got, for this month, I picked up a couple patches for our patrons that are level 50, like $50 and up. And they're these super cool iron-on patches. I think they're super cute, but it's that poster from X-Files that says I want to believe. But it's an iron-on patch that's like that big that you can put on stuff. And I just thought it was the coolest thing to send out to our patrons. So, you know, if you want to join us on Patreon or something.
Yeah, please. January Patreon push. All right, we have 16 marbles in so far. I'm going to give you guys about 10 more seconds. Then I'm going to click start, and it's going to count down 10 seconds. And then the race will begin. And if you're not in by then, you will not have a chance to win yourself some free swag.
Yep. So !play. Got a couple more seconds, guys.
I've missed this so much the past 2 weeks. We're very glad you're back, Jessie Cat. Hope you had a good holiday season. All right, clicking start. 10-second countdown begins now.
Yeah, we hope everyone had a really good holiday season.
No, just Jessie Cat. No, I'm kidding. We hope everyone had a good holiday season. And this is what the track is going to look like. So let's see what happens.
Have we done this one before?
We have begun. We have done this one before, and Glitch Grim won. Everyone's going through the Plinko board. It's hard to tell who's first. It says Jangmi is first, but it looks like everyone's just about lined up. But she's further down the road than everyone.
If
because the
Jangmi
game
wins,
wants her to
I'm
win.
just going to send her that chug some corn sticker.
Switch Fox taking the lead. Hodor 3 just jumped off the edge and died immediately. That is unfortunate. That is you falling right there. I don't know why it decided that it wanted to show that, but it did. Swazzles is taking the actual lead.
Oh, God. Just watching balls everywhere.
Are we talking about your cell phone antics again?
Bite me.
All right. Swazzles is really, really far ahead in the lead right now. So they had a story read on this episode, and they're definitely stretching out their lead right now. Let's see if okay, there's a Widowmaker is what I'm going to call that, because it's going to kill some people for sure. Coming up, and all these little things that pulsate up like that, and the word pulsate sounds really weird coming out, but it will launch you off the edge. So we will see what happens.
Oh, man.
Well done. Good navigation, although that definitely just slowed you down a little bit. Jangmi is flying through this obstacle. Let's see what happens. She's in first place. Getting caught up in this Widowmaker, though.
Is that what it's called?
Girl Panic 95.
Or are you just
I
naming
literally
it
just
that?
said that I'm just naming it that.
Okay. All right.
This is a good race. Girl 95 and Jangmi
Oh,
neck and
no,
neck.
no.
Jangmi didn't make the jump.
Oh.
Girl Panic didn't make the jump.
That's rough.
That is rough. Looks like Zwazzles made the jump, but is still bouncing
Oh,
around.
no.
Zwazzles
Dude,
has
no, this
also
is bad.
died.
This is really
I think
bad.
everyone might die here. Dr. Snuggles 6 is in the lead. 143 AM has also died.
Brandon and Jang Mi got eliminated. If Dr. Snuggles wins, I will laugh.
Stream Dad is making his way downtown, walking fast, faces past, and he's homebound.
Wow.
Let's see if first race. Yay, the Robin race has been eliminated.
Goodness.
So that's
Oh,
good.
shut up. Why are you excited that I got eliminated?
Because I hate it when you win.
Oh, no.
Dr. Snuggles dies right at the end, which means the Snark is in first place now. Nope, it looks like Glitch is in first place.
If Glitch wins again.
That's Glitch's record-setting run up there, and it looks like it's not going to be beaten today, but it does look like Glitch may make it through this.
Glitch is just going to
Chessie Cat 98, though. This fan blade is not moving that fast, but it is definitely interrupting everyone. I'm still alive, too. I'm just saying.
Chessie Cat's going to be the
Chessie
winner.
Cat has made it through. Chessie Cat, congratulations. You have won Marbles on Stream's first race.
I'm pretty sure I've sent you something before, and I have your address. So I think I'm going to figure out something else to send you that's not just stickers, because I sent you stickers last time, and I don't remember which ones I sent.
We'll be creative, but we're also poor, so keep that in mind.
Well, I have some Omen Baby vinyls that I made that I haven't sent out to anyone, so I think I might send you one of those.
Cool. So we'll wait for this to finish out, because as any of you guys have watched this before now, you collect points through the season, which I think is just like every 2 months it resets, for the position that you finish in, so we can kind of see who's won before and where everyone stands overall. So it looks like I'm taking my sweet-ass time along with Raisin Rebel and Valley Grills, and I just finished. I didn't die, which is a good thing. Raisin Rebel's in, and we're waiting on Valley, and they're on their way. So let's click 7, and we can all root for them as they try and make their way through the fan blade and not die. And we'll do one more to end the show, I think. We usually do 2, and we're not going to change that tonight. So there we go.
Oh my god, Dr. Snuggles says I was slapped for something I can't control. What's the value on this sticker?
That's hilarious. The value is not very expensive, so slapping is unnecessary, Jangmi. But it looks like overall, someone named Malum has 16 points on the season and 0 wins, which just means slow and steady wins the race, people. Glitchgrim is at 15 with 1 win. And Raisin Rebel is also tied for 15 with 1 win. So fun stuff. Let us get into the second race, and then we can all go on our merry way. We can end this thing. We have to go get groceries for food, food for groceries. I don't know. Groceries for dinner. That's what we need.
What are we doing for food? I don't even know.
My mother is making soup.
Oh, cool. That's
chicken gnocchi. So go ahead and vote on a track. Exclamation point vote, space, and then the number of the track that you would like to race.
What number do I want?
I usually just go with whatever tickles my fancy. Or tickles my tail, as that horse from Mary Poppins would say.
That one tickled my tail. Oh, man. Dude. It's been a long stream.
It has. It's been quite a long stream, but the coffee has definitely got me through. I'm realizing that I had 2 Oreos for breakfast, and that's about everything I've eaten so far today.
Oh, so. I had a slice of pizza.
Some wings.
And some wings. And we got a new coffee maker, which is awesome. I love it. That thing is so cool. Well, it's an espresso maker, technically.
It is, but it's cool. I have not tried to use it yet because it scares me. I just learned how to use the regular coffee maker without killing myself, so I'm still pretty proud of that.
I'm proud of you.
Why, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so we have 14 votes in. It looks like the Lucky Few is in number 1, and it just got another vote.
So that one is this.
So we're going to go ahead and say the Lucky Few is the winner. Twisted Toothpick has 2, and then some of them have 1. So let's go with the Lucky Few and see whether or not this one is going to be super fun or a total nightmare. Hodor says 2 Oreos, a slice of pizza, and some wings. Breakfast of champions. Right, we were doing so well, and then the holidays just showed up and ruined our good eating habits. We need to get back on it because I really, really want to be skinny again for my friend's wedding in August. So we'll see what happens, though. First and foremost, the Lucky Few. That right there looks like it's going to be a giant fucking nightmare.
It's just going to be the Lucky Few.
Wow. Indeed. So everyone go ahead and type !play right now to get your marble, and hopefully Jangmi will not strike her father again.
I just punched my microphone on accident.
Yeah, when I said I think you might have hit my microphone, I realized like 5 minutes after that, my screen, my filter, was twisted.
Oh.
Because that's what you actually wound up bumping.
I didn't realize I touched it. My bad.
That's what she said.
Bird.
All right, we got 12 balls in, which sounds weird, but hey, 14 so far. I don't know where they're at. I think they're all located up here, and that's why we can't see them. But we got this here, so that's good. 16 people joining in so far. Glitch says, I'm going to win. Bwahaha. And Hodor says, I hope I don't die early again. I like the difference in goals right there. And I just want to finish. That's all I want. That's all I ever want. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, so !play, and then we'll start it in a couple seconds.
Yeah, I'll give you guys 10 more seconds to join in. Then I'm going to click start. You'll get 10 more, and then we'll be off to the races. There is so many tubes in this. This is clearly the internet because I see a series of tubes. And I'm going to go ahead and click start. Let's get a good look. A lot of tubes leading to a track that also leads to whatever the hell that is all the way down there.
Fan blade down there is really fast.
I think I understand why it's called the Lucky Few now. Let's go ahead and see what happens.
Oh, this one's cute. Oh.
It's cute, but it looks horrific as well. Chessy Cat is just way ahead. So is Hodor 03. He's entered his tube. So is Chessy Cat. This is what I imagine food looks like as it goes through my stomach, by the way.
It's not as nice as these pretty balls are, though.
I guess. Thanks for that. Chessy Cat is in the lead. So she's the guinea pig to see whether or not there's anything dangerous up ahead for the rest of us. Doing a really good job of zigzagging around these pylons that don't appear to be the launch you off the level type of pylons. Hodor 3 is right behind with the Snarked in third place. Pancakes is fourth. And Jangmi, the father puncher, is fifth.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, these maps, dude. Whoever makes these.
I like the maps that play fast and you can fly off more than I like the maps that like to slow you down with obstacles. This one isn't that bad so far, though. There's some crazy shit coming up.
I don't know how this is going to
There's tracks
work.
below that are going to catch people, but if you can make it through like Chessy Cat just did, I think you get a shortcut.
That's incredible.
The Snark made it through as well, so did Hodor.
Is
Wow,
it
the
Hodor
Snarks.
or Hodor?
Hodor. I have to say it Hodor because hold the door. And
Why
we
do you
just
have to
watched
say
Game of
it like
Thrones.
that?
Because that's how it sounds, because it's like echoing through his memories throughout time.
Spoilers.
Chessy Cat 98 is still in first place, coming up on this comb windmill. I don't know what the hell to call that.
No, now this is the murder place.
This is the Sick Beats murder place.
Ah!
This might be a good line. I think you just got launched over the worst obstacle, and then you died. You almost accidentally jumped into the end.
That was going to be the end. That's incredible.
Now we know why it's called the Lucky Few. The Snark is trying to slowly eke their way through this minefield along with Glitch.
Oh, man.
Snark made it. Glitch made it. Now coming up on this lotto ball fuckery of death. I don't know what to call it. And this is going to make things more complicated. Jangmi is also in there. Abe's Monster is also in there. It looks like Glitch has made it through. And Glitch did say they were going to win. I died, which I'm not a fan of. Raisin Rebel has been eliminated as well.
Glitch
Everyone's still back
again.
there. Glitch is totally 100% going to win this. And they called it #hacks.
That is hacks. What the hell? How did he know?
I don't know, but number one, Glitch Grim, congratulations. Yesterday, we were making your shirt.
We were making your shirt, and my sister forgot some supplies, so we're going to make it tonight, I think.
You're going to get a really nice care package, Glitch.
It's going to be very customized. And I've decided to add the title of moderator to your shirt somewhere. So
that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, so hopefully it'll be all right.
Everyone is accusing him of hacking now, which is absolutely hilarious. We will let this race finish out. It won't last more than 55 seconds, and everyone can collect their points for the season. I can't believe I died. Super sad about that. So it's so damn funny that he called it and then he still won. So good stuff.
But yeah, all right. So this has been super fun, everyone.
Yeah, it's been a really fun midday stream, and we're glad that so many of you guys, in fact, got to join us for it, because we were kind of worried that we were going to broadcast to an audience of 0 because everyone was going to be at work or no one was going to watch. But
we know
I think
it was very
worked out
last
pretty well.
minute, so
It was. We just wanted to make sure we brought you guys the episode because Yesterday was just filled with nothing but problems. So, oh, Carly says, I missed so much since my sister called. Don't worry, Carly. You're the best. So,
Yeah.
no worries. We'll be back next week anyways. And it's a short break, too. Today's Thursday. We're back on Tuesday. So, it's only 4 days. And it's a lot of scary-ish in these few days coming up. So, it looks like the last 3 were just eliminated. So, Glitch Grim takes another win on the season and is up to 22 points overall, which is 6 ahead of me. So, good stuff. Fun in the sun. I'm going to go ahead and move us back to the normal camera view so you guys don't have to watch the stream for the rest of the show. And I don't know. I'm very happy with how this all worked out. I was really nervous when everything wasn't working yesterday and super stressed. You guys were so supportive and got us through that. But it was a really good time. And I always love doing Marbles on stream to end it. You guys seem to enjoy it. And thank you to Jamie's dad for joining us and giving it a shot. Sorry that it became physical over there, but passion runs high sometimes in these Marbles on stream.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to go ahead and do the regular sign out. So I'm going to go ahead and lead into that. And I just want to thank everyone that sent us stories. So if you guys have a homegrown horror that you want to send us, you can reach out to us by emailing storytime@scarish.com. You can go to facebook.com/scarishpodcast and message us there. Click like on the page, pretty please. We want to get more likes.
If you just go to scarish.com, there is a little entry that you can type your story into, and it'll get to us that way too.
Just click on contact us at scarish.com. That's a good way to reach us. It has all the links to our social media as well.
Yes.
You can join the Scarish Spooky Friends group, which is on Facebook, by just going to our Facebook page. You can also join us on Discord. The best way to do that is go to scarish.com, find the Discord link, click on it. You can also join us on Twitter, just at ScarishPod to reach out to us, at ScarishPodcast, where you can follow us on Instagram. You can watch us live at twitch.tv/ScarishPodcast or watch us live on YouTube at youtube.com/Scarish. And we appreciate everyone that comes out. You guys make these episodes so much fun. It is amazing. We're glad we were able to do this, even though we had those technical difficulties on Wednesday.
Yeah, and we really want to thank Jangmi and Lilo in our Discord for bringing up the whole cheerleading outfit for the Patreon goal for this month.
Speaking of that, guys, head over to patreon.com/scarishpodcast and sign up. We really want to get to that goal of 50 because we really want to do the Winchester Mansion here very, very soon. So that's the January Patreon push. Let's do this thing together. Get us to 50. Sign up right now. And then, Robin, what's the other place people can go if they want to donate?
So if you go to ko-fi.com, coffee.com/scarishpodcast, those are one-time donations, and all those donations will help go to us upgrading our studio setup. I have not updated that page in forever, so I should check it out actually and see how that goes.
I agree. Shout out to 143am. They redeemed some souls on the online stream to say Scarish Podcast.
Sweet.
They were doing a shout out because on Twitch you can do a shout out to your channel or your account.
Nice.
And they did us. So thank you, 143am.
Thank you.
We really appreciate you. It's just been really fun to do these episodes. Story times are always great, and we love hearing from you folks. So please reach out to us and send us your stories if you feel like it. We'd always like to hear it. And if you want to share with us but you don't want it read on the show, that is 100% okay too. We have a lot of you folks reach out to us and talk to us. So we try and get back to all of you. Sometimes it's hard to know whether or not we can read your emails on the show or not, and we don't find out until we're going to read them that, oh, this was just directly for us. So sometimes it might take us a little while to respond, but we are going to read them and we will respond to you. So just one more time, big shout out to all you folks because you make this so much fun. It is an absolute blast doing every week, and we love all you guys. It's fantastic. So, and you apparently like us too. So we're going to keep doing it for as long as we possibly can.
Yeah.
And I think that's just about everything we have, unless I forgot anything.
No.
So Robin, go ahead and take the sign out and
keep on creeping on, and we'll talk to you guys next week.
bye.
Bye.